Okay, da wären wir. Herzlich willkommen zurück zu Trails of Cold Steel 2. Ich hatte gesagt beim letzten Mal, dass ich mich von diesem Bildschirm nicht wegbewegen würde und auch wenn ich es gar nicht so ernst gemeint habe zu sagen, ist es doch genauso passiert. Also es ist wirklich genau an dem Ort, an dem Moment, wo wir beim letzten Mal aufgehört haben, fangen wir jetzt auch gleich wieder an. Ohne jegliche Veränderung. Also, wir haben alle unsere Waifus gerettet und wieder in unserer Truppe. Das heißt, wir sind wieder in Emir. Dann haben wir wieder unseren freien Tag. Denke ich mal, ne? Schauen wir mal. Thus, they left for the Phoenix Wings to recover from the exhaustion built up over the past few days. Thanks to the manager's kindness, they had the building largely to themselves, so they enjoyed a relaxing dinner and soak in the springs. And after agreeing that they would discuss what to do next the following afternoon, they returned to their rooms to sleep. Oh. Wieder in den Hot Springs natürlich. Das werden wir häufiger sehen, glaube ich, jetzt noch hier. It's so peaceful tonight. Everyone's probably fast asleep by now. We might have as well spent our time apart in different ways, all with different things on our mind. Aber sehen wir Füße? Hoffentlich nicht, sonst wird mir ja wieder der Stream vielleicht gebannt. But now we're finally back together as a class. It wasn't easy getting this far, but we have one less thing to worry about now. They all owe it all to Elise's support and encouragement. Ja, genau, Elise hat so viel gemacht. Die ist eigentlich die eigentliche Protagonist des Spiels, ne? Definitiv. It's thanks to her that I've been able to make it this far. Naja, hang in there, Elise. Achso, natürlich, sie wurde ja entführt, also muss er an sie denken, wahrscheinlich. I'll bring you, Princess Alphen, and Princess Alphen back safely, I promise. And when I do, I'll be sure to thank you again for giving me all I needed to come as far as I have. Still have to sit down and discuss what we're going to do from here on out too. Can we figure something like that out by tomorrow? I've got to bring at least some ideas to the table, but what? Happy we're together again, but we've got a lot to decide about our future, and it's something we need to decide as a team. Everyone's had their own challenges to face and problems to conquer, but each of them faced what they were given head on. We ended up apart, but no one lost hope. Instead, everyone tried to make the best out of the circumstances they were dealt. Haha. Thinking back to our reunions, I think the one who left the strongest impression was Laura. Wer denn sonst? I think it would have to be Laura. We may not know where her father is, but she bravely stood up and defended Legram in his place to the best of her ability. Wissen wir offiziell, woher Rean seine riesige Narbe hat? Also ich weiß es. Jetzt im Spiel wissen wir es noch nicht. Es ist aber relevant. Kann ich so sagen. Nicht nachgucken, nicht googeln, sonst spoilerst du dich. That couldn't have been easy for her with how worried she must be. Not once did she let her worries stop her from doing what needed to be done. She proudly fought to protect her home. I wish I could be like her. Don't we all? Wish I could be that strong. Und jetzt kommt auf einmal Laura mit zum Baden, oder? Jetzt, weil wir sie ausgewählt haben. Jupp, war doch klar.
Laura! I didn't think anyone else would come here so late at night. Sorry, I'll get out now.
You don't have to apologize, Rean. I should have checked if someone else was inside before coming in. Truth be told, I was thinking the same thing. I thought it would be empty by now. Still, this might make for the perfect chance to sit and talk, no?
I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
Oh, you still want to come in?
Okay, nehme an, dass wohl Sakazuki für den Namen verantwortlich ist. Ich hab doch gesagt, du sollst dich nicht spoilern, du sollst es nicht googeln. Jetzt hast du dich verraten.
There are few things more pleasant than relaxing in a hot spring while gazing up at the wintry sky. That tingle of warmth returning to my fingers and toes is particularly nice.
Rede nicht von den Toes, sondern von den Füßen hier. Das ist problematisch.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's my favorite time of the year to relax in the springs too. But never mind that. Are you sure you're comfortable with both of us being here, Laura? It's pretty late, and with the two of us, it's kind of,
Well, I am modestly covered, so I don't think there's a problem, per se. Although I'd prefer if you didn't look at me quite so pointedly. It's embarrassing for me to be here too, I hope you realize.
True. I wasn't doing it on purpose. Sorry. Anyway, you said you wanted to talk, right? Was it about anything in particular?
Well, I wanted the opportunity to say thank you.
You're thanking me? For what? I don't feel like I've done anything that warrants being thanked.
Everything, I suppose. I wanted to thank you for surviving all this time so that we could meet again. And I wanted to thank you for coming all the way to Legram to find us. Crow may not be with us, but you're the reason the rest of us are together again.
Hi, Divine Wing. Nice to see you for the first time. Rean is always doing this self-pity joint and it gets so tired. Yes. Absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree. He is... The writing in this game and in all the Cold Steel games can be a little bit too much in some points. And Rean is a bit of a victim of that. Yeah.
I think that's a bit of a stretch. Besides, it was only because of you guys that I was able to do anything at all.
Well, it's understandable that you'd feel that way. Still, I believe Class 7 is only what it is because you are at its center. You were the one who stood right back up and fought, and it's because of that we were able to make it this far.
And it's also this problem of they are constantly talking about everything instead of just showing
That's what
some
I feel,
things.
and I know that's how the others feel too. So, thank you, Rean. I'd rather you didn't laugh at me. It took a lot of courage to come in here and tell you that, you know.
I'm sorry. I wasn't laughing at you. It just finally hit home that everything Elise said was true. I had no idea that everyone was thinking of me as much as they were, or that so many people were looking out for me. It just made me realize all over again how blind I've been all this time.
And there we go again.
So I couldn't help but laugh at myself.
I see.
Yeah, I mean, Rean has this kind of problem of just really... Like, he has some really bad self-esteem issues. And he's always making the friendship speeches. Yeah, he doesn't even believe them himself, apparently. At least concerning him. Like, he always has to put himself down.
In that case, make sure
it's
that
just...
you never forget what I said.
Like, I get it. I get what they're going for, and... But the problem is, there's no real reason why he would be like this.
We've been through so much together. The bonds formed between us will not be so easily broken.
Don't worry. I won't forget. Now that Class 7 is together again, I'm sure we'll be able to go back to the academy one day.
Like, I know how it is to have self-esteem issues, but not to his level.
As long as we don't give up, I know we can make that a reality.
And how he's just so dense and he just needs to be... Inferiority complex, which caused him to develop a martyr complex? I don't think it's an inferiority complex, to be honest. Like, he doesn't have an inferiority complex because then he would, like, try to make himself look superior to others. And he's not doing that.
So, let's give it everything we've got.
Of course.
Really, all he has is just, again, self-esteem issues and, like, feelings of guilt. For some reason. He just doesn't see his own self-worth? I guess it's because of his powers, but he's never done anything bad and bad using those abilities. That's the thing. If his powers actually caused something bad, then it would make way more sense. But the game just kind of never went that far. I feel like the writers of this game are trying a little bit too hard with his personality, in a way. But from what I know of the Cold Steel games, they do have like they had a lot of development issues. That's why there are 4 games of them instead of just 2, which I think was originally the plan, to have just 2 games instead of 4. Okay, our meeting in the Phoenix Wings cafeteria isn't until this afternoon, which means I've got plenty of time to figure out what we can do beforehand. Maybe it'd help to ask the others about what's on their minds too. Yeah, sounds like a plan. I talk to myself a lot again. It's a nice jacket, that I do agree with. This time Laura, Emma, Eustace and Sarah have 2 bonding events each that can be viewed instead of 1. Okay. Talking to one of these characters after viewing their first bonding event will allow you to view their second. Okay. Completely forgot that. Let's see. So, I have my walkthrough open just so I don't miss anything again. Can't imagine what they may have... What may have to occur to push originally 2 games into 4 whole games. Complete story bloat. Like you've seen the first game, where they had so much story and dialogue and stuff, and also with the change from their 2D games to the 3D ones. Like these are the first 3D games that Falcom ever made. So there were issues. There was just story creep, writing creep, I guess. Kind of weird to say it that way, but it's kind of what it was. Okay, Elisa is over there. We are going to avoid that. First things first, most importantly, Laura. Even the air here feels so clean. Not hard to see why Yunka Fai is so fond of this village. The first cutscene of CS4, dude, is 50 minutes. I just started. Yeah, it's... Cold Steel 4 is like story creep the game. It's like ridiculous. It's like the best, probably the best game of the Cold Steel series. But my god, does it drag on. Did Kojima work on that? They wish. Like, I mean, it may sound like I'm ragging on this game, but... or on this series, but... it's not like they're bad or anything. I wouldn't be playing them if they were bad. Like, I do quite enjoy them. But... they have their issues. For sure. I hope that I'll get the chance to bring Father and Klaus here one day. We'd be happy to have them, and don't worry, I am sure you'll have plenty of chances once this war's over. Hope so. I suppose that's another reason for us to hasten its conclusion. I am still at a loss as to how, though. What should we do, I wonder? Definitely racking a brain over this. Maybe a break would do good? Yes. Why don't we go somewhere and take a break? Why do I get the feeling that this break will involve sword fighting? Or maybe they're so bad that it's fun to stream them again. Like The Room, but as JRPGs. No. It's good to take a breather sometimes when you're stuck on a difficult problem. I don't think I've ever played a so bad it's good JRPG, to be honest. Like, most of the JRPGs I played were either just really good, or like okay, or total shit. Like, not fun bad, but just bad. But a so bad it's good JRPG? I have no idea. The Room is like few things are that bad, yeah. Like, The Room is so bad, it's so entertainingly bad, because it's so sincere in what it tries to do. Like, it has absolutely no self-awareness, and that's what makes it fun. Deadly Premonition is like so bad it's good, yeah, but I'm specifically asking JRPG. And I don't think I ever encountered one of that quality. That sounds reasonable. In that case, I'd like to ask you a favor. Would you escort me to your room? Do I need to censor this again? I don't have a censorship slide. Might need one if this keeps up. Huh? That's not what I went with sword fighting, to be honest, but I guess. Well, this is your bedroom. The decor has something of an Eastern feel to it, fitting for a former student of Yunkai Fai's. Anything there that's particularly representative of the Eight Leaf School? Apart from the sword and the scroll? I should have known. You caught me off guard when you asked to see my room, but it figures that that's what you were interested in. Why would you be surprised? Laura. Jeez. I do hope we see Yun Kafai. At some point we will. I mean, there's artwork of him. Like, we know how he looks like, at least. As for your questions, I don't have all that much, I'm afraid. Wait, actually, I have some tea leaves Master Kafai gave to Dad a while back, I think. How about it? You up for having some green tea? Really? I'd like that very much. This has quite a refined taste indeed. It isn't my first time tasting green tea. Monica let me sample the tea served at her class tea house during the festival. But this seems to have more depth. I can never say it. Depth to its flavor and fragrance. Yeah. Disclaimer, I am German. For everyone who doesn't know. Which is why I have some problems sometimes pronouncing things in English. Master Kafai is a huge fan of this kind, apparently. He brought it back from the East himself. He's always bringing gifts whenever he comes to visit, so he's popular among the locals. Everyone here likes him. Really? Now? Really now? I have yet to have the opportunity to meet him in person. But I can easily see why he and Father get along so well. Do you happen to know where he is now? Nope, afraid not. The letter I received from him during our vacation here didn't specify. He's always been something of a vagrant. He wanders the continent throughout the year, stopping off wherever he pleases. So while I couldn't tell you where he is, I'm sure he's just fine. I imagine so. If rumor is to be believed, he's as proficient with a blade as Father, if not more so. Oh boy. He's worried about her father. Just what I said he asked. I am. I try to avoid admitting it publicly, but it's a fact. His skill is as immense as ever, but given the various new weapons that have come into play during this war, along with other powerful warriors such as General Aurelia and that knight from Ouroboros. Yeah, I can't blame you for being a little concerned under these circumstances. Still, all we can do in the meantime is keep going and do what we're able. So long as we keep that up, I am sure we'll be reunited with them in due time. Maybe. Wandering swordsman with a mysterious background and famous skills? How likely is it that he's the final boss of the entire franchise? Rather unlikely, I would say. No, you're right. In a sense, this is but another trial we must overcome to reach greater heights. Like there have been hints at who the main and final boss antagonist for the entire series will be. And it's not Yun Kafai. And I know we can overcome it so long as we're together. We got a swordsman of the 8 leaves. I was hoping to have like these trials focusing on becoming a divine blade. That's another thing. It's like most JRPGs, main characters want world peace, revenge. Rean just seems to just go throughout life without any direction. Lloyd is so driven in contrast. I think that's kind of the point. Like this is the entire point between the difference of Rean and Lloyd. I would assume, at least, because full disclaimer, I haven't played the previous Trails games yet. I am going to. But Trails in the Sky, I only started the first one and never even touched the Crossbell games yet. I know some parts and bits of them, but I have never played them yet. I'm going through the entire series. Never. Okay, now that we have spoken to Laura and had a bonding event with Laura, let's do it again. That tea was delicious. Thank you for allowing me to join you. Blah, 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 blah. I wouldn't mind a mountain walk. Yes. If you're really that interested, I can show you the way there. Would you? Very grateful. Then we should set out at once. Like, what I find relatively interesting with Rean, somewhat, is that he is like a culmination of so many JRPG or shonen manga hero tropes and cliches all put together. Like, he has like practically a harem of girls that all fall in love with him. He has a mysterious power. He has a cool fighting style. He's a really important character to the plot. But the thing is, he wants none of that shit. He just kind of wants to be left alone and live his life normally. Like, all these things that he is given are just piling up on him, and he has a mech as well, yeah. But again, he doesn't want any of this. Like, it's kind of like this game is like his story arc basically is about how this entire, like, all of these things that keep piling onto him just make everything for his life worse. Like, oh yeah, please don't spoil anything. Like, I haven't played it, and people in the chat haven't actually wanted to be a bracer to help people, etc. But maybe it'll get resolved in 4. Oh, thanks for following. Thank you. But yeah, like, essentially all these things that we as readers or players would like love to have ourselves, if looked in a more realistic light, kind of really suck. Because there are so many expectations of you, and you get tossed around by the actual people in power, and it just would be absolutely awful. Together, Rean and Laura climbed the Emir mountain path, their destination being the canyon above. Soon enough, they had arrived at the area where Rean once trained under Master Kafei. Oh yeah, where we started the game, actually. Like, this is where it all began. Well, not all, but the second game. Phew, I wasn't expecting the climb to be quite so lengthy. Or that far, really. You conducted your training a remarkable distance from Emir, so for one so young. Yeah, we spent about a month living up here anyway from civilization. We trained almost every day, but even when I wasn't training, he was teaching me how to live side by side with nature. We had to catch our own food, secure a place to sleep every night. Sometimes we'd even challenge monsters as practice. Oh my. That does sound rather harsh. You were just a boy at the time of your training, yes? Can't fault it, however, the Arcade School does have similar practices. Even when I was a child, I would often join the students in training in the mountains. I'm not surprised to hear the Arcade School's trainings right up there with the 8 leaves. I made it through in one piece, but I was completely exhausted by the end. Elise was really worried about me. She wouldn't stop crying when I'd finally come back home. Not hard to picture. After taking a look at the scenery, there's no doubt in my mind that training here would be a valuable exercise. Yeah, it certainly was. Standing up here and being surrounded by nature serves as a reminder of just how small and insignificant we really are. Best sentence to say in this situation. And don't you just feel so unimportant and insignificant? And how romantic. Wouldn't you just love to just die out here right now? I suppose you could say the same about our swords in this war. And now Laura is doing it too! Sorry Laura, I'm not following. No matter how much its wielder trains realistically, a mere swordsman stands no chance against a force of tanks or soldiers. That being the case, what significance do swords even have in this war? I've been pondering this a lot lately, and I still haven't reached an answer. That's a good question. And yet when I look around at the vast mountains surrounding us, I feel like I've been liberated from those worries. It wasn't just because she was a skilled warrior that the Lance Maiden was able to end the war at her time. That played a role, certainly, but she must have possessed numerous other qualities and that contributed. Like massive anime titties. Yeah, that's true. And in the same way, I am sure there's a role that swords can play in ending this war too. Even if they can't do it alone. The skyline does remind me from when you leave the asylum in Dark Souls 1 for the first time. It's weird how so many things remind us of Dark Souls nowadays. My thoughts exactly. We simply have to find it, and as a class, I know we will. Like even in the last stream, we were talking about how some monsters and how some bosses actually do look a little bit Dark Soulsy. After talking for a while, they enjoyed a short mock battle, of course they did, against one another before returning to Ymir. Bond has strengthened. In case anyone hasn't noticed, I like Laura. But is Cold Steel 2 the Dark Souls of the Trails franchise? That's a good question. I don't think any of them are particularly difficult or anything. Okay, is there anything else I have to do? Playing the bonding events, doing laser blah blah blah, another page, other profiles. Attending mirror, we teach them hunter wing ability instead of Ooh! Ooh, that's very important right now. Apparently, if we do the bonding event with Darius, he learns a certain skill earlier. We should probably do that, shouldn't we? Let's exhaust all the... Enjoy the short battle. Oh my, that's a euphemism. Yeah. Well, I mean, Laura wishes that was the case, I think. I figured a quiet church would be a perfect place to sit and think about what we can do. But so far, it hasn't done me much good. There has to be something we can do to help the people of Erebonia, but what? Yeah, though hopefully whatever we decide on will help people in Nord too. Yeah. Okay, let's just... speed things along a little bit. You know, now that I think about it, there's someone I'd like you to meet. A friend of mine, in fact. Don't open your pants, please. A friend of yours? Yep, follow me. I'll introduce you. He should be in the village right now. Is this friend of yours here? I can sense anyone. I suppose even you would have trouble sensing him. Especially if you're trying to sense a person. What am I looking for if he's not a person? Herb! Here he is! Is that a hawk? Looks like the one who helped save us from those Jaegers in Nord. The very same, in fact. He's a friend of mine who watches over the Nord Highlands from above. Name is Zio. He was named after one of the warriors who fought alongside Emperor Dracos during the war. He looks so cool up close. But what's he doing all the way out here? Jesus, Rean! Your guess is as good as mine. I spotted him on the roof of the Phoenix Wings last night. He might have followed our scent. All the way from north, though? That's quite the distance. Wonder why he would follow us. Wish I could say for sure. But I like to think he wants to lend us his aid. He watched us slip up a few times during our battles. I imagine he thinks he could make things easier? I see. Well, he's already gotten us out of a bind once. And if he's got your glowing endorsement, he'll make a hell of an ally. Okay. Welcome to the team, Z. Now he poops on Rean's head. Also like when characters have animal companions. Sometimes. I think he's trying to say that he has no intention of getting too friendly with us. He'll just watch over us from above like he did before, lending us his aid when he sees fit. Hey, that works too. In that case, thanks for watching our backs, Theo. Bye, bird. We are finding new allies left and right these days, aren't we? It certainly feels that way, though I bet he sees us more as weaklings in need of protection than allies. Either way, I am sure his support will be invaluable in the days ahead. I don't doubt that. And I could say the same about yours. Likewise. Do you believe the official art of Gaius portrays him together with Zio? I think he does keep him. Like, around after this, like for the rest of the entire series, I think he keeps Zio around. I think. They quietly watched Zio fly off into the distance before returning to the church together. You're born with Gaius strengthened. Gaius learned the craft Hunter Wing earlier than he otherwise would. Okay, yeah. He can now use a bird as a weapon. Peter would be proud. Who do we talk to? Sarah. We're going to talk to... Wrong place. We gotta talk to Titty Teacher. Wherever she may be. Oh? Sarah! Oh, there you are. Wrong mature lady. Well, seeing as Torvald and Miles are safe, I'm guessing all the races here in Arabonia are probably okay. Wish I could say the same for our colleagues over in Crossbow, though. I can't even get in touch with Wenzel. Wenzel? What is Wenzel? Oh, ich glaube, Devin ist gerade schon wieder weg. So, lass mich mal schauen. Ich will immer nachschauen, ob ich dann irgendwann wieder zu Deutsch rüber switchen kann. Und ich glaube, das können wir jetzt wieder. Warte, dass er weg ist. Oder dass sie weg ist. Ich weiß gar nicht, was genau dann war, aber schön, dass sie da waren zumindest. Aber wir können, glaube ich, jetzt wieder Deutsch. A friend of yours? We go back a ways, yeah. He used to be registered as a bracer here, but eventually he packed up and moved to Crossbell. Der Crossbell hat seine eigenen Probleme im Moment. Anyway, leave worrying about the guild to us. We've got enough on our plates as it is. Just focus on what move you guys are gonna make next. If you feel like you need a break, I'd be happy to join you though. Maybe I should take her up on that. Well, that sounds nice actually. Would you mind hanging out for a while? Striking while the iron's hot, I see. Alright, I could use the company. I was actually thinking of heading to the tavern for a drink or two. What do you say to a little change of venue? That's fine with me, but I'll stick with living a dry life. Figured you say that. Come on then. Ich meine, er ist immer noch minderjährig. Break, Sarah, does that include beer? Yes, it does include beer. Es ist immer Alkohol bei Sarah anscheinend. No sooner had they arrived at the tavern did Sarah ask Garrett for alcohol recommendations. And after she offered to pay, Rean settled on a ginger ale. Ah, this is good stuff. Got a very mellow taste and it's sweeter than I had no idea. Price of all things. It's a kind of alcohol from the east that Master Kai-Fei brought here, I believe. Das Schöne... Oh, hab eine Nachricht bekommen. Gut. Brought here, I believe. Das Schöne ist ja aber auch, das kann ich auch gleich mal sagen, dadurch, dass ja Rean im dritten Teil dann auch erwachsen ist, kann er dann auch eigentlich Alkohol trinken. Dass er nicht immer hier sagen muss, ich muss ein Ginger Ale trinken. Geralt said it's called Yunmai Shu. That Master Cafe sure knows his stuff. He sounds like a man I'd love to drink the night away with. Hard. He's always been a bit of a heavy drinker, so I'm pretty sure he'd take you up on that if you asked. But you might want to cut down on the booze. With things so shaky now, you never know when you'll need to take action. Pinky, yeah. I know. I'm not planning on getting myself plastered when you've got that discussion later on, so don't freak out. I think I've earned a bit of alcoholic relaxation time personally. After all, I went cold turkey while I was in hiding. It was torture. Ja, wahrscheinlich wurden ihre Hände schon zittrig. Would you deny your poor instructor some sweet, sweet relief? Sure, relief. Let's call it that. What have you been doing all this time anyway? We didn't hear so much as a rumor about you. Well, I was just lying low, gathering what information I could through connections from my guild years. Information about what was going on elsewhere in the country, the capital in particular, that kind of stuff. In the capital? Did you manage to find anything out? Too much sake is poison for the body, but too little is poison for the soul, though. Dadurch, dass ich ja mal schon vor Jahren Alkohol komplett entsagt habe, kann ich dem nicht zustimmen. Aber jedem seins. Did you manage to find anything out? No more than you did yourself, sadly, sad to say. The Noble Alliance is doing a great job of keeping information from leaking out of the city. After that, I decided to sneak into the Kreuzen province to follow the Alliance's movements from there. And that was when I ended up getting in contact with users. Ebenso seit Ewigkeiten nennt man Leber und Geldbeutel, sagen danke dafür. Ja, mein Geldbeutel hat mir eher dafür gedankt, dass ich aufgehört habe mit Rauchen. Das war das, was bei mir teuer immer wurde. I see. Pretty impressive you were able to do so much all on your own. Well, working alone and gathering information are two things I had to get used to during my guild years. It was nothing new for me. If anything, I'm more impressed with everything you've managed to do. I was glad to see everyone here was okay after that Jaeger attack too. Sounds like it was a high-ranking corps? Yeah, the Northern Jaegers, under orders from Duke Alberea. Fortunately, there were no fatalities, even if the experience was pretty traumatic for everyone. Dad's woken up now too, so there's been no real long-term damage there. You had the goddess blessing in that respect. I'm sorry I couldn't be there to help when you needed it most, Rean. You don't need to apologize. You couldn't possibly have known what was gonna happen. Something wrong? You look distracted all of a sudden. Oh, it's nothing. Kannst nicht Fatality sagen, ohne mich an Mortal Kombat denken zu lassen. I was just thinking about what a relief it is that your dad's okay. He always seemed like such a pleasant man, especially for a noble. Handsome too. Ahem. I don't like where this is going. Oh, relax, I'm just kidding. Anyway, all that aside, you've made it this far, you can make it the rest of the way too. Man-thirsty Sarah, das ist sie definitiv. Also, das wird man noch häufiger merken, glaube ich, aber sie ist... Die hat's ein bisschen nötig, die Dame. Just keep your eyes on the future and that starts by deciding what to do next. You're right. Well, we'll all be counting on your this stuff is awesome. Can you at least let me finish before you wind up passed out on the floor? Ja, und der Grund, warum Sarah gerade so abgelenkt schien, war auch jetzt, hatte nichts mit Reans Vater zu tun. Rean hatte gerade eben etwas erwähnt, was ein bisschen, glaube ich, in Sarah ausgelöst hat. Erinnerungen, je nachdem. Finishing a drink, Rean led an ever so tipsy instructor Sarah back to the Phoenix. Plonk. Und ja, eine confident Lady, die über ihren Geschmack spricht, ist ja auch ganz cool. Hey, ganz ehrlich, ich meine, more power to her, ne? Also, wenn sie weiß, was sie will, sie steht auf ältere Herren, also soll sie das machen. Soll sie ihren Daddy bekommen, ne? Sag nur einfach, you go, girl. Get you some. Wen nehmen wir als nächstes Mal? Emma vielleicht? Ich würde eigentlich glatt sogar nochmal jetzt das zweite Bonding-Event mit Sarah sogar machen wollen. Aber das so interessant wäre dann? Ich meine, wir mögen ja nur alle Sarah mittlerweile, ne? Wir sind alle Sarah-Fans. Aber ein bisschen anderes noch? Aber Lisa will ich nicht. Claire können wir machen. Gaius hatten wir. Elliot. Emma wäre halt eine Idee. Eigentlich sollten wir Emma machen, ja. Nö. Ich habe mir auch überlegt, dass ich wahrscheinlich dann mal ein New Game Plus machen werde, dann offstream. Um ein bisschen mehr freizuschalten hier im Spiel, um dann rüber zu switchen zu können für The Cold Steel 3. Ach komm, wir machen einfach das. One-on-one Training. Es klingt alles immer so anzüglich hier zwischen denen. Sounds good to me, just maybe don't rough me up too much. Was sage ich? Alles so zweideutig. Immer zweideutig muss es sein. Well, let's take this somewhere a bit less populated then, shall we? Wenn keiner zuschauen kann. Unser Training gut abläuft. And together, Rean and Sarah headed out onto the valley. There they found a nice quiet area to hold their impromptu training session. Echt One-on-one Training ohne Laura? Ja, ist ja Training. Sie müssen ja trainieren. Für Laura dann. Pen. You've definitely gotten stronger while I've been away. Good to see that getting that knight of yours hasn't caused you to start slacking in the training. I'm still no match for you though. She's holding back, but only just. I think if I really try, I might just be able to beat her. She clearly wants me to do it, and if that's what she wants, then I'll show her just how much I've improved. You're all fired up now, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's pick things up where we left off. Right. Come on, that all you got? I hope it isn't, because you're not gonna be able to rescue your sister or the princess if that's the best you can do. Oog. You remember when I said you were the center of Class 7? Well, I still feel that way even now. You are utterly average, meaning. And I won't rest easy until I know that Santa's capable of beating me on his own at least once. Rag. Und jetzt ist Sarah tot. Gag. Das ist doch der japanische Sänger, oder? Nee, halt. I'm so sorry, are you alright, Rean? Yeah, I'm fine, just... should have known that I was no match for you. Phew. No, that was your victory, not mine. What do you mean? I knew that last attack of yours was going to be far more powerful than I thought you were capable of. So I was forced to stop holding back in order to block it. That's a victory in my book. Clearly all that stuff you've been doing been great for your training. I'd really like to think so. I chalk that one up to luck personally. I wasn't even trying. It was more like my body acted on its own. I'm going to need a lot more practice before I can pull off feats like that at will. You understand that? Then I need say nothing more. Ich finde es eigentlich wäre doch ganz gut, dass er das einfach instinktiv sowas drauf hat. Weil das zeigt doch nur, dass eben die Übung raus hat, das wirklich ohne auch überhaupt nachdenken zu müssen, tun zu können. Das ist eigentlich fast noch wichtiger. But don't worry, I'm sure that if you train enough, you'll be able to do it. Have faith in yourself, yeah? You've got both the potential and the mindset to achieve great things. I'll try. Now exhausted, the two of them went back to the village. Das ist ein langer Vormittag, den die beiden haben. Muscle Memory nennt man das ja. Richtig, absolut. I don't even want to think about how badly that last attack could have hurt him. I feel like this war is causing the old me to resurface. Jetzt hätte Sarah beinahe übertrieben, ne? Allerdings auch nur, weil auf einmal wirklich Rean richtig eine Attacke rausgeholt hat, auf die sie wirklich nicht vorbereitet war. Und das ist wieder so ein Part von Trails of Cold Steel, den ich dann doch wieder mag. Rean mag zwar diese mysteriöse Kraft in sich tragen, die er noch nicht mal wirklich nutzen kann hier. Aber trotzdem geht es immer noch sehr viel darum, dass Rean auch wirklich nach und nach in der Spielreihe immer stärker wird. Auch wirklich ernsthaft, wirklich ehrlich stärker wird. Durch Training und nicht durch irgendwie andere Methoden. Sondern einfach, wir verfolgen ihn, wie er wirklich von einem Anfänger, mehr oder minder Anfänger, in seinen Schwertstil beginnt in Cold Steel 1. Und später ist er dann wirklich ein Meister dieser Kampfkunst. Also, das ist so eine... Das mag ich. Das ist so eine Sache, allein weil es ja in einem Rollenspiel auch darum geht, eben, dass die Charaktere stärker werden. Und dass das auch storymäßig dann einfach wirklich mit eingebracht wird, das gefällt mir. It's so wonderful to be back with Celine again. Now I can focus on how we should act from here on out. Now, not that that will be a particularly easy decision. Yeah, we are glad to have you weighing in on the matter, though. Oh, I just remembered. There's something I need to buy from the shop in the village. Oh? I can't tell you what it is, I'm afraid. It's a secret. I have no idea what she's talking about, but sure looks happy about it. Okay, now I'm getting curious. Okay. Gehen wir raus mit Third Best Girl, quasi. I know Celine's not allowed, but do you mind if I join you with your shopping? If it's okay, I mean. I know the shop here pretty well, so I might be able to help you find whatever it is you're looking for. Really? That would be lovely. But you've got to stay here, Celine. Rean and I can handle this on our own. So don't even try to follow us. Oh, wie viele Treffen kann man haben? Wir hatten 7 Bonding Points. Für diesen Tag. Die meisten, glaube ich, überhaupt. 12.12., also ein Tag nach deinem Geburtstag. Die haben dir nicht mal gratuliert. Nicht mal nachträglich. Unhöflich sowas. Rean and Emma left a slightly sulky Celine behind and took off to the store, yeah. Here we go. The color looks just right too. That's wool, right? I didn't know you could knit. I used to do it quite often back home, actually. I've been working on a scarf for Celine for a while now as a sort of reunion present. It's almost done too, but I ran out of wool, so I came here to buy some more. Oh, really? In that case, why not finish it in our living room? That way, you should be able to work on it without her finding out about the surprise. That sounds like an excellent idea. Thank you, Rean. After showing Emma to the mansion's living room, let her accompany where she will to protect both of them, enjoying the soothing warmth of the fire. The both, nicht to protect one. Genau, so strickt man. Yep. Das ist die beste Stricktechnik. I made some tea, Emma. Oh, that looks great so far. Why, thank you, Rean. I think this deep blue color will really suit her personally. Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to see how it'll look when it's done. It's nice to see how close the two of you are. Close? Do you really think so? She's certainly important to me, but at the same time she's not exactly pleasant to me most of the time either. I don't think she means any harm by it. Sie ist eine Katze. Don't tell her that I said this, but she was really worried about you the whole time we were separated. I know for a fact that she cares about you, even if she has a tough time putting it into words. Really? Thanks for telling me. We've been together since the day I was born, but I guess I still have a hard time reading her. Emma ist definitiv eine Katzenperson, will ihre Katze so viel verwöhnen. Ja, ich meine, sie sagt ja gerade, sie ist mit dieser Katze aufgewachsen. Also ist ja kaum verwunderlich. Once I began training to become a full-fledged witch, she became my familiar. So in a sense, she is like a sister to me. I'm kind of jealous. As far as siblings go, it's like you two can be completely open with one another. When it comes to Elise, I always find myself holding back from saying what I'm really thinking. You say that, but I'm sure Celine is still keeping plenty of things from me. I can certainly be more open with her than I can be with Vita, though, at least. If you don't mind me asking, how are the two of you related, anyway? You said she was something of a sister to you, but when we first found out her true identity. She's a sister in the sense that we both trained to become witches together. I always admired and looked up to her. Both for her skill in witchcraft and her beautiful voice. She is like a sibling to me. I mean, people ship you and her. What? Ja. Ich würde fast vermuten, dass das Leute sogar tun. I see. Oh, jetzt habe ich nicht gelesen. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. All you can do is keep trying, really. I suppose. One thing's for certain. You won't be able to catch up with her in a day. You didn't learn how to knit that scarf in a day, right? That took time. Catching up to Vida shouldn't feel any different. All you can do is keep trying to better yourself. When you put it that way, you have a point. Thank you for the encouragement, Rean. I feel a lot better now. Eventually, Emma finished knitting the staff and promptly delivered it to Celine, and while she might not have put it into words, it was obvious from her purring that she was very pleased. Läuft Celine jetzt mit dem Schal rum? Okay, ein letztes. Jetzt machen wir aber Emma nicht, sondern wir machen... Sharon? Vielleicht Sharon? Will aber Sharon gar nicht jetzt wirklich machen wollen, um ehrlich zu sein. Weißt du was? Warum Milliam? Warum nicht? I'm super bored, so I'm thinking I might check out this souvenir shop. What kind of stuff do you think they've got over there? Think it's cool? We're about to leave. We're about to have a major discussion about our class's future. How can you be bored? Okay, don't answer that, but you could at least brainstorm something to contribute to the discussion. No, you know I've never come up with anything. And no matter what you decide, it doesn't change things for me. One way or another, Lammy and I are gonna keep on fighting with you guys. You just pick a path and we'll just bust it open. Good to know, but we do value your opinion, so you might want to think things over. Maybe looking at some souvenirs would help clear my head. Okay. Tell you what, why don't I join you? I've been there tons of times, so you know I'll be able to recommend something nice. You're the best, Rean. Let's go, go, go! Also schon wieder zu. Man, there really is a bunch of unusual stuff here. Ja, wie zum Beispiel schlechte Texturen von Gemüse. Pretty good selection for a place snacked up in the boonies. Ihr könnt das gar nicht sehen. Ich verdecke die Gemüsetextur. Moment, das kann ich mal. Hier, Gemüsetextur. Yum, yum, yum. Yeah, it's partly thanks to Master Kafai. He always brings things when he comes to visit. Like those manju, for example. They're a confectionery item from the east that have been tweaked a bit. Ja, also man merkt schon, der Osten hier, also die Calvert-Republik, ist mehr oder minder eher asiatisch angehaucht, als jetzt im Gegensatz zu dieser westlichen Welt, die wir jetzt hier gerade bewohnen mit Erebonia. Oh, they look really good. You think Lecter would like them? Oh, so he's the one you're buying a souvenir for? You got it. Ach ja, Lecter, der Typ. Der ist eigentlich wichtiger, glaube ich, in der Crossbell-Reihe. Also hier wird er auch wichtig, aber in Crossbell ist er auch wichtig. He bought me a little mystery strap when he was over in Crossbell, so I want to get him something too. I kinda want it to be something he can always keep with him over something that's gonna go bad like food though. That's a good point. I thought he was missing though. No one's heard from him since he was in Crossbell, right? Yeah, well... I'm sure he's fine. I mean, he's Lecter. It'll take more than a war to push him off, to finish him off. Claire and I survived, so I can't imagine he wouldn't. He's just gonna show up one day like, hi, and that'll be it. Ich glaube, das passiert sogar direkt so. Well, at least to trust him, I guess. Then again, that makes sense. I mean, you Ironbloods probably think of each other like siblings, right? Or, I don't know, do you? So if that's the case, that makes Chancellor Osborne your dad, maybe? I don't know. I've never really thought about it. Especially with Grams. I've got siblings, sure, but hard to say if someone feels like a parent when you never had one. What? What does she mean she's never had a parent? I wonder what's gonna happen to us Ironbloods now, though. Claire's got a job in the RMP that she can do even without Grams around. But without him there to give me orders and all my old missions finished, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, really. Oh. I'm not needed as a piece of his game board anymore. Don't think like that, Milliam. Or let me say this. Even if you're not needed on some game board, you are needed by us. Not as a piece. You're needed as a very important classmate and friend. Really? I can't tell you what you should do with your life from here on. But what I can tell you is that we're here for you. And even if you don't know what to do with yourself now, I am sure you'll figure things out eventually, with or without us. Huh. Maybe you're right. I do kind of feel like sticking with you guys will help me figure something out. And speaking of figuring stuff out, I'm buying a manju. My stomach's gurgling just looking at it. Aren't you supposed to be buying a souvenir for Lecter? Well, whatever. He seems happier now, and I guess that's what matters most. Okay. Hab Manju gekauft, bla bla bla. Wo ist der Game Sound hin? Warum ist der Game Sound weg? Aber mich hört er noch. Also es sieht für mich jetzt zumindest danach aus, als ob... Hier kann man hören. Ja, okay. Das ist schon mal passiert, ne? Ich mal kurz. Ah, da ist es wieder. Keine Ahnung, warum das manchmal passiert, aber manchmal passiert es. Aber glücklicherweise weiß ich jetzt, wie ich es wieder zurückbekomme. Ich habe mich gerade gewundert, ich habe es gar nicht erst mitbekommen, aber dann jetzt nach dem Moment, da ist mir dann auf einmal aufgefallen. Da war der Sound weg. Okay, jetzt haben wir noch Sachen zu tun. Was gibt es noch? Was gibt es noch? Okay, ich kann einmal snowboarden wieder. Ein paar Leggings. Nee, die sollte nicht, sollte nicht stumm sein. Definitiv nicht. Aber es hat ja funktioniert. Es geht ja wieder. Au! Yeah. Ah! Ich habe eine Flagge verpasst. Die ich gar nicht so gesehen habe. Au. Ich glaube, die Zeit ist fast egal hier. Okay. Ich muss nur 18 Stück erledigen, damit ich die Belohnung bekomme. So, Snowboarden, also wiederholendes Minigame aber auch. Ich meine, wenn es Spaß machen würde, wäre es ja auch nicht mal so ein Problem. Passion Leggings. Purple dotted board. Nice. Select board on a course menu is now available. Oh, ich habe ein neues Snowboard wirklich bekommen. Krass. Okay, es gibt hier noch... Was kann ich noch machen? If you decide to head out to Emir Canyon, there's a monster called Icicle Penguin. Battle Trophy. Go to the tavern and speak to Garrett behind the counter. This will start a hidden quest. Okay. Also... Taverne. Geralt. Es gibt hier noch eine Nebenquest. Blablabla, accept. Ja, kann ich about your discussion. Blablabla. Wo ist der Ausgang nochmal? Hier. Oh, Friends. Ja, Laura. So viele Leute. Ah ja, Sharon ist gut. Hier gibt es ein paar, die wirklich mal aufleveln müssen, hä? William. So. Wirklich viel aufleveln wird hier nicht, glaube ich, mit euch, aber was soll's.
This spot looks perfect for fishing.
Fischen. Halt, nee. Vielleicht kriege ich noch ein paar Fische hier, die ich verpasst habe. Gerald und Quest.
Not what I had in
Was geht's
mind.
um Monsterjagden als Hexer? Ich glaube, der hat nicht wirklich viel drauf als Hexer, der gut wird. Und dieses Spiel ist auch noch aus einer Zeit, bevor Geralt wirklich eine bekannte Figur war, eine richtig bekannte. Ich glaube, das war noch vor
Not bad.
Witcher 3.
Caught one.
Okay. Ich kann mich noch an Witcher 1 erinnern. Das hatte dann einen lustigen Beitrag auf Game One, so lange ist es her. Damals hatte niemand die Marke wirklich viel Beachtung geschenkt. Ja, so ging es mir auch. Ich erinnere mich noch an den Beitrag sogar ein bisschen. Wo sich drüber lustig gemacht haben, wie scheiße die Übersetzung und sowas eigentlich war. Okay, ich habe immer noch diesen einen Fisch hier übersehen. Na, was soll's? Schlimm? Alter Knopf, immer wieder. Wo ist die Anglerin? War die nicht vorher immer hier?
Let's go, Remy. With pleasure.
Schneeratte. Okay. Ich habe mir schon gesagt, ich scheiß jetzt drauf, die Leute hier alle zu
This won't take long.
scannen. Ist mir jetzt wurscht.
Shadow stick.
My turn. Second. Damn. Okay, it's safe for
Weil
now.
das Einzige, was mir das bringt, ist eine Trophäe.
Success.
Oh, Sweep 2. Draft Get. Die hat nicht mal ein Level-Up gehabt, aber ich glaube, das lag einfach daran, weil sie jetzt offscreen den Level-Up quasi bekommen hat, als wir noch hier weg waren. Okay, hier soll jetzt noch irgendwo... Ach, hier ist die... Ach, wir müssen sogar direkt mit ihr reden. Mit Angeldame.
Now's our chance.
Here
Let's
we go.
smash 'em. May I?
Onward! We should keep going.
Oh. Oh, am I already tired? Oh, yes, you certainly are. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, yeah. Okay, wir müssen hier jetzt angeln. Wer weiß, was wir jetzt hier fangen. What the fuck? Ein Biber? Nee, ich glaube, das ist was Schlimmeres als ein Biber. Caught Mystery Fish. Oh, it's huge! Did you catch it? Did you? Did you catch a mighty blue devil? I don't know, whatever it is, it's gigantic. Come on! Whoa, what the fuck? You caught it! You really caught it! This is the elusive blue devil. This is not the time to be rejoicing. Let's kill it!
Be careful, everyone.
Ich glaube gerade, das ist sogar ein Gegner, der gar ein bisschen was drauf hat.
All right, let's do this.
Leave this to me!
Hey, komplett verfehlt. Bitch slap.
Unforgivable.
Oh, Laura ist pissed.
Righto.
Vergiss die Noble Alliance, der Blue Devil ist, wo es abgeht, ja. Definitiv. Riot Beam. Vielleicht können wir ihn schwächen? Wir können ihn schwächen, Tatsache. Das ist sehr nützlich. Und seine Verteidigung können wir auch verringern. Das ist alles sehr, sehr nützlich gerade. Bonk. Aha. Hihi.
An opening.
Motiviere euch alle nochmal eine Runde.
Understood.
With
Guck mal, wie
pleasure.
motiviert ihr alle seid.
This won't take long. Shadow Stick. Now.
Der Sound macht gerade irgendwie Probleme, ne?
Yes, sir.
Und wir machen nochmal einen Riot Beam, einfach um deine Stärke nochmal weiter zu verringern. Glaube ich noch nicht mal passiert. Aber den Armor Break machen wir auf jeden Fall nochmal.
Now's our chance.
Und dann machen wir den Frame Impact. Okay, der Kampf war jetzt nicht schwieriger, als ich vermutet hatte, um ehrlich zu
An
sein.
opening.
May I?
Okay, war jetzt nicht so schlimm.
That was a cinch.
Einer hatte irgendwo ein Level Up, ich weiß aber nicht, wer das jetzt war. Ah, Laura
Not
war's.
bad.
Effort. Eine neue Wortzeit. Und Prankster. 2000 Mira haben wir auch noch dafür bekommen. Okay. Geht's hier? Ah, wir können jetzt hier nochmal schauen, weil wir dürften jetzt auch noch einen besseren Rang haben. Ja, wir sind ein Silver Angler. This calls for a celebration. Okay. Well, if you consider me giving you your items or trade points for something celebratory. And best of all, one of those items is a brand new rod. Try it out and aim for greatness in the fishing world. Wir können eine neue Route uns kaufen. Das dürfte sich als nützlich erweisen. Fighter Badge haben wir schon. Und eine Warrior Badge haben wir jetzt auch. Das gehört ja alles zu dem Set. Soll heißen, die brauchen wir dann noch. Breeze. Ah, das ist eigentlich keine. Das wäre keine schlechte Idee. Breeze ist sehr guter Heilzauber-Quartz. Habe ich aber nicht genug Punkte für. Nicht so schlimm. Okay, und ich glaube, das ist jetzt schon so ziemlich alles, was wir machen können. Und ich will mal was nachschauen. Ich glaube, nee, wir können immer noch nicht. Ich glaube, das geht erst ab dem dritten Teil, dass wir hier mit wirklich jedem kochen können. Quasi, dass immer... Weil ihr seht ja jetzt unten bei Skill Level, jeder Charakter, den wir jetzt nutzen können, der kochen soll. Und das gilt jetzt nur für alle Leute, die in der Truppe sind. Kann man kochen lassen. Das heißt jetzt, da wir nur Rean in der Truppe haben, kann nur Rean kochen. Allerdings ist es wohl ab dem dritten Teil dann erst so, dass man wirklich jeden immer kochen lassen kann. Egal, ob man jetzt die Charaktere in der Truppe hat oder nicht. Was die Sache wesentlich einfacher macht. Leider ist das jetzt hier noch nicht der Fall. Schade. Okay, dann heißt es wohl zurück nach Hause. Und... Story geht weiter, ne? Mehr haben wir jetzt nicht. Got some time left before the meeting starts. Nope. Rest. Ja. Eventually, the clock struck 12. Tschüss. One by one, ja, okay. Die grünen Texte sind teilweise wirklich Sachen, die man sich einfach nicht durchlesen muss. 9000 Mirror.
Oh, you went up a rank. Here's a little something from the guild.
Braveheart. Invigorate.
Keep it up. Wow, nice job.
Wieder, weil wir den Bosskampf nicht erledigt haben. Wie gesagt, ich werde das, denke ich mal, offscreen dann quasi im New Game Plus nochmal durchspielen. Da habe ich dann alle meine Level wieder. Da kann ich auch die ganzen Story-Sequenzen überspringen, was bedeutet, dass das Spiel dann am Ende, wenn ich es nochmal spiele, ungefähr eine halbe Stunde dauert. Wir brauchen nicht mehr Torvald, der uns belohnt. Wir haben doch Sarah wieder. Eigentlich ja, ne? Vielleicht ändert sich jetzt auch. Ich weiß es gar nicht mehr. Das kann durchaus sein.
I've thought long and hard about it, and I think we as a class need to find a third way. A path of our own, separate from the ones the reformist and noble factions are taking.
A third way, you say? I do agree. It wouldn't feel quite right for us to directly support either side.
True. We might be military academy students, but we're still students.
Involving ourselves in a civil war isn't something we should take lightly. We might have a divine knight on our side, but we're still going to need to be very careful how we proceed.
Whatever we do, Valimar will certainly be at the center.
No doubt. We've all seen how powerful the Divine Knights are. If we use them right, we can intervene in the war as much as we want.
They're quite literally beings of legend. However, his potential influence on the war is all the more reason why he will need to be used cautiously.
What are we gonna do then? Even if we agree on not siding with either of the factions, I'm pretty sure each of us have different stuff we want to do, and different things that we have to do too.
Yeah, that's true. For my part, I need to rescue Elise and Princess Alphen from the Noble Alliance's clutches. Whether it's alone or with you guys, it's something I'll do.
There's no way you'll be alone for that. We're with you all the way. I'm concerned about Dad too, what with them having him under arrest.
I still can't get in contact with Fiona either.
Elliots
I'm
Schwester.
glad I
Genau.
was able to see Dad, but I'm worried about her.
For me, I'm worried about Ruhr as a whole.
Scheiß auf deine Mutter, ne? Ja. Kann ich aber auch
It's a
nachvollziehen.
huge relief to see you're all right, Sharon, but Mother's still unaccounted for.
Scheiß doch drauf.
I'm
Sie
sorry.
ist eine
I can't
furchtbare
do more
Mutter,
to
also von
comfort
daher.
you, my lady.
And I have no idea where Father's been for the past month. I'm certain he must be well, but all the same.
We're all worried about our families, I see. Hopefully, we can find some information on all of them before the fighting gets any more fierce.
I'm certainly not worried about the safety of mine. Although, suffice it to say, if we choose to intervene in the war, conflict with them is all but inevitable.
That goes for Zeno and Leo too. They've been hired by the Noble Alliance, so I'd say it's likely we'll run into them in the future. Plus, Emma and I still need to talk to Vita to see what exactly she's trying to do. To figure out what's so important to her that she was willing to break a taboo to do it.
That's true.
Whatever you decide to do, you'll have my full support.
Clotilde, ja.
Just as the warriors of
Vita
North did
Toilette.
250 years ago, I'm determined to fight to protect my second homeland and those who live within it.
Oh, same! We can do this! I can back him up, right, Claire?
How could I say no? I have my own duties to take care of as part of the Railway Military Police. But I fully intend to support all of you with everything I have.
I'm thinking it's about time I return to helping the guild, actually. But I'll still be in touch with Sarah, so I'm sure I can lend a hand or two anytime you need it.
Naturally, I'd be overjoyed to continue serving as your dormitory's caretaker.
I'm your instructor, so you're stuck with me to the very end. Whatever you choose to do, you'll have my support.
Umso schöner. Immer Sarah dabei zu haben, ist immer gut.
You're going to need to decide on a more specific course of action, though. Resolving to find a third way is a start, but only a start. It also leaves plenty of questions that need to be answered on top of it all.
Well, then how about this? Let's figure out right now whether or not we want to keep using Ymir as our base of operations.
Just so we're clear on this, there's a limit to how many people can use the spirit path at any one time. And with as many people as we have now, I'm not sure how useful it's going to be at this point.
And we're limited on how frequently we can use it.
Oh, right.
But we're also just as limited on where we can go otherwise. We haven't exactly been the most subtle group around. Who's to say we could even operate elsewhere?
An astute point. The Noble Alliance will no doubt be even more wary of us than before.
Richtig ernsthafte Konversation hier. Einmal.
In the end, no matter what we decide, we lose.
Elisas Klamotten sieht so aus, als wäre sie irgendwie gekleidet wie so ein japanisches Pop-Idol, oder?
Indeed. Yet we're short on time, so a decision must be made now.
There's gotta be something that only we can do.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I know it exists. And I'm sure that we'll find it.
Naja, die sieht so voll idol-mäßig
The
aus,
best thing
aber
we can do
übel.
now is keep talking things out until we find a way. There's no point in rushing into a decision.
Well, doesn't this look fun? Mind if I join in?
Hi, Vita.
What in the world?
It couldn't be.
Vita?
It's lovely to see you again, Emma. You were finally able to reunite with all of your classmates. I'm happy for you. Really, I am. The goddess was on your side after all,
Cut the crap, Vita. Have you been listening in all this time?
Where are you?
I'm not far at all. Listen closely now. That sounds just like...
Is that...
Vita ist so unglaublich unsympathisch. Jetzt mal ohne Scheiß.
It's coming from above us.
Ich meine, sie soll nicht sympathisch sein, aber irgendwie versuchen sie dann doch später ein bisschen auf unsere Seite zu kriegen und dann doch irgendwie als einer eher der guten oder Anti-Helden eher zu sein, aber ihr fehlt einfach sämtliche sympathische Qualitäten. Das ist ganz furchtbar. Oh wow, hallo.
Isn't that the Noble Alliance Force's flagship?
What's the Pantagruel doing here?
Pantagruel.
Damn it! I didn't think she'd tell the rest of their army where we were.
But why now?
Why? Because our preparations are finally complete.
Vita! Vita, you're here.
Yes, I am here, in the flesh. Good day to you all, Class 7. As nice as it would be to finally give you a hug, Emma, I wouldn't want to keep our guest of honor waiting any longer. So, without further ado...
Hi, Crow.
Can't be. Isn't that...
The Azure Knight. Crow.
Aufgefallen, dass das Charakterwriting von Cold Steel außerhalb der Force-Studenten sehr stark drauf ist. Ich nehme an, dass es eben so viele Charaktere gibt und das Pacing recht gestreckt ist, dass wenn ein Charakter endlich Screentime bekommt, das nutzen soll, um eine Persönlichkeit zu etablieren. Eines wieder dieser anderen Sachen, wo ich gesagt habe, dass dieses Spiel eben, diese gesamte Reihe eben Entwicklungsprobleme hatte.
Sorry for dropping in on you like this, but I'm sure you know the drill by now. You ready to have some fun?
Is that really you, Crow?
There's no doubt about it.
See, you damn terrorist.
Come on!
Right. Heed my call, Valimar!
Acknowledged.
Das lenkt mich immer noch wieder aufs Neue ab, dass Valamar einen Bauchnabel hat. Es ist so seltsam.
Because at the end of the day, he's just an obstacle that needs to be overcome. So lend me your power, Valamar.
Very well. Use my power as you see fit.
You've really taken to piloting since your last encounter, haven't you? I was hoping you would, and you didn't let me down. You boys have so much potential. But potential is only that. Potential. And you, Rean, might want to reevaluate just how many obstacles need overcoming.
Oh, okay, wir haben Probleme. Wir haben richtig Probleme.
This is bad. Aren't those the Alliance's allies?
Long time no see, kiddos. You doing all right, Fee?
I see the purple lightning has joined your ranks.
Zeno. Leo.
Bleib mal ganz weit weg, Leo, bitte, weil Sarah könnte dich mögen.
Zephyr.
And a few members of Ouroboros, too. Guess all the big guys wanted a piece of us today.
And look, Sammy's here too. Kindly stop referring to Clown Soleus with that bizarre nickname.
Ha ha! Ah, it's such a pleasure to visit this wintry wonderland once again.
Oh, it's a pleasure, all right. The time for my long-awaited revenge has finally come. Now you shall pay!
It's only been 2 days since you first fought them, you know.
This could pose a problem. Why send so many powerful allies here? And all at once?
You've proven to be rather formidable adversaries after all. It wouldn't do to underestimate you.
Rufus?
Rufus!
I'm pleased to see you all again, ladies and gentlemen of Class 7. As for you, dear brother, I was told that you'd run away from home. It does my heart good to see you safe and sound. So, you've finally gathered up the will to make the difficult choices life set at your feet, I presume. Even if those choices place you in my line of fire.
Yes, I have.
Can't believe he's shown up too.
The Noble Alliance is pulling out all the stops to finally get rid of us, aren't they?
Rean, we'll take care of everything here. You and Valamar have your own battle to fight.
Are you sure?
We're in for a real brawl out here, but a guy couldn't ask for better opponents.
Meine Güte, Torwal. So kampflustig haben wir dich noch nie erlebt.
Leave the battle on the ground to us.
We've no intention of backing down without a fight.
Wait, Sharon! I know they're all strong, but still.
Well, what do you say we get started?
Here it comes!
I'm impressed. You managed to hold your own better than I expected you to. It's only been a month or so, but you've really grown as an Awakener, Rean.
Well, it's hard to go through the kinds of things I have without growing from the experience. And now that I've done all that, I'm going to be the one who takes you down.
No, you're not. I said you could hold your own, not that you could win. Remember, there's still a 3-year gap's worth of experience between us. And it's time
Das hier ist aber immer noch ein RPG. Das heißt, wenn ich genug gelevelt habe, dann gehe ich das trotzdem hin.
That's enough, Crow!
Das könnte problematisch enden.
Do they really stand a chance?
Mit genug Level kann man sogar an Gott stürzen, definitiv.
Well, they're putting up a good fight so far, but... Yeah, it's not looking good. They're outnumbered for one thing.
Then it's time we lent them our aid.
Agreed. Weapons at the ready, guys.
Always in a rush, aren't
Hi, Rufus.
stay right where you are. I'll serve as your opponent today.
You will?
Trying to stop us from joining in?
I'd rather our intrusion cause as little inconvenience as possible for the people of this village. I'll let you make the first move. It's been quite some time since I last instructed you in fencing uses. I look forward to seeing how you've improved.
Wow.
His guard's perfect.
Steht einfach nur da, Vieh. Wo ist eine Guard perfect?
Stay alert. Rufus is a master of court fencing. We'll need to put all we have into this battle to even stand a chance against him.
I would have it no other way.
Ja, dass wir Uses dabei haben, ist gut. Definitiv. William, ja. Wer ist noch gut gelevelt? Emma. Ja. So rum.
Show me what you're capable of.
Aua.
I'll handle this.
Noble Command.
Chance. Don't let it pass.
Okay, understood.
Okay. Keep it up, everyone.
Wir wissen, wie das läuft hier alles, ne? Ja.
Shatter! Now's our chance.
There.
Riot Beam. Wir machen jetzt einfach mal eine Runde, einfach buffen und debuffen. Wenn das mal funktionieren würde. Danke, Million. Solarium. Hallo. What the fuck?
Listen, I'm strong, everyone.
Here I go! Yes!
I suppose I should thank you.
Yes, sir!
Okay,
That's for you!
Thanks. My turn.
You have my thanks.
Righto! Get him!
It's my turn. Keep it up, everyone.
Very well. Now's our chance. Don't let it
My
pass.
turn. Shatter!
warum musst du unbedingt daneben hauen, Mädel? Der will unbedingt, dass wir sterben. Der hält nicht zurück, ne? Yep. Das lief nicht gut. Ja, das war ein Kampf, den wir verlieren sollten.
Well, I won't deny that was an entertaining diversion. But you do well to intensify your training regimen if you hope to best me.
How is he so strong?
Er ist überlevelt.
You didn't stand a chance.
He might even be stronger than Sarah.
Are you guys okay?
Hey, you really think you've got time to be worrying about them? You ain't getting out of this one, Rean.
All right, bring it on! It's time to settle this, Crow!
Bring it on!
Ja,
This'll be a tough one. Be careful.
der Kampf wird super ablaufen, glaube ich.
You're wasting your time!
Yep.
You can handle
Wir sehen schon, wie das abläuft, ne? Wir können auch nicht heilen oder irgendwas.
This is bad.
Oh, Verteidigung braucht sogar CP. Verbraucht CP. Den Angriff hätten wir jetzt beinahe nicht überlebt, glaube ich. Komplett ausgewichen. Das wird nichts. Das wird nichts.
This is bad.
Ja.
Hey, are you okay?
Settled enough for you?
Didn't even bother to use that trump card of yours.
Wiederholen wir nun den Cliffhanger von CS1? Nee.
He wasn't even trying last time, then was he?
Come on. With the way you are now, I don't even need to try. I'll always win. And that, Rean, perfectly illustrates just how massive the gulf between us is. Maybe you think you've had it tough up till now, but you're gonna need to go through a hell of a lot more if you want to even the odds.
Hey, Crow's girlfriend.
I see the battle here has come to an end.
Hey Vita.
I can't help but feel a little bummed that everything went exactly as I thought it would. Still, it just goes to show how much faith I have in your skills, my sweet Azure Chevalier.
Das war ein Scherz mit dem Crow's Girlfriend, aber ich glaube, das ist eher wirklich so.
Funny, I don't recall ever becoming yours. How's everything up top?
I think it's only a matter of time before the battle is decided. But we've caused enough trouble for the people of Ymir already. It's about time we brought this to a close. Finestrum Phantasma window.
My apologies for not coming down to speak with you in person, ladies and gentlemen of Thor's Military Academy.
Da ist er.
You know who I am, of course, but I am Duke Cayenne, ruler of the Lemaire province and supreme leader of the Noble Alliance.
You know who I am, of course. Fuck you.
Duke Cayenne?
So even the big guy himself is here.
I must say, what a curious group we have here. I'd heard as much, but allow me to extend my most heartfelt congratulations. My expectations have thoroughly been exceeded.
Ja, es wurde gleichzeitig gesprochen. Das stand ist mir auch gerade
When I
aufgefallen.
saw young Eustace and Laura in Legram earlier this year, I could never have imagined this is how we would next meet. Oh, I'm sure your parents must have warned you against wandering off with such disreputable individuals on
Das
a
ist das, was
number
ich
of occasions.
ihm am liebsten in die Augen streuen würde.
But I suppose every child thinks that they alone know what is best for themselves. Duke Alberea was simply livid about what happened. But it can't hurt to learn more about the outside world, hmm?
Every word that leaves his mouth is condescending.
Stimmt wohl. Maki ist da hast du sowas von recht. Das ist absolut unglaublich irritierend, wie der Typ redet.
Did you come all the way here just to tell us that?
Don't be silly, child. Rean Schwarzer. I had this meeting arranged because I wanted to speak with you.
Und deswegen hast du uns alle angegriffen, oder
Perhaps
was?
the method was a touch too garish for something so simple, but do forgive me for not formally requesting an audience.
With me?
With you. Allow me to get right to the point. I wish to invite you, Ashen Chevalier, aboard our flagship.
Ah, okay. Ein Angebot, das er nicht ausschlagen kann. Deswegen der Kampf. Alles klar.
Wait, why?
I've heard all about your magnificent exploits across the land. And so I thought it would be nice to sit down and have a long, pleasant chat with you. About the past, the present, as well as your future.
Are you suggesting...
You want Rean to join the Noble Alliance?
Should you accept my invitation, we will withdraw peacefully from Ymir. Furthermore, I give you my personal assurance that we will leave this village alone for the duration of this war.
Vermutlich will er auch eine Trumpfkarte gegen seine adligen Rivalen haben. Der will sowieso einfach nur so viel Macht wie möglich an sich anhäufen. Das ist sowieso klar.
Proposition, is it not? Are we interested?
Very well. Allow me to accept your invitation.
Don't be an idiot! This is clearly a trap! They wouldn't come all the way out here and take you into their flagship if it weren't.
I appreciate your concern. But trap or not, this might be a good chance for us, too. I think I'd regret it if I let it pass. Balamar, transport Celine back outside.
Are you certain?
Now hold it right there!
Don't worry about me. The odds were against all of us getting back together, but we did it. And I'm sure we can do it again, too. So just wait with Emma for now. I'll be back before you know it. Balamar, if you would.
Very well.
But wait!
Keine Katze mehr, jetzt ist er
It seems
verloren.
the time has come for us to part ways once again. But remember this. You're an Alberea. There is power and dignity in that name, to whatever end you would use it. I want you to prove that the convictions you cling to are worthy of your loyalty. Not for my benefit, but for yours.
Wait!
Lord Rufus!
Well met, Lord Schwarzer. It's a pleasure to see you again. Allow me to extend my apologies for the harm my father visited upon this town and its people.
Never mind that. What do you intend to do with my son? And what is a promising young man like yourself?
We're simply going to borrow young Rean for a short while. There's nothing to worry about. I'm a busy man these days, though, so for now, I bid you adieu.
Rean!
We all finally got back together, too. Why?
Wer ein bisschen mitdenkt, kann sich denken, was los ist.
I promise. So stay safe.
Oder zumindest, was Rean eigentlich plant.
Rean!
Akt 1 ist geschafft. Continue. Das Spiel hat 2 Akte. Nebenbei. Und den Epilog. Aber wissen wir schon mal, dass wir so ungefähr das erste Drittel so knapp geschafft haben. Würde ich sagen. Vielleicht ein bisschen mehr. Vielleicht ist es wirklich mehr als ein Drittel. Ist nicht ganz die Hälfte, aber relativ nah an der Hälfte, glaube ich. Zwei Akte? Ja.
So this is what Duke Cayenne looks like from up close. It's hard to believe that I've ended up in the same room as the leader of the Noble Alliance. Although, I guess we did meet back in Legram before the war broke out.
Rean Schwarzer. Truth be told, we don't want this war to drag on any more than you do.
Really?
We only acted as we did, due in part to our dearly departed Chancellor's behavior being far too unreasonable to justify turning a blind eye. He garnered the trust of His Majesty, and in turn misused that trust. He flagrantly disregarded this nation's beloved culture and traditions, treating Erebonia as if it were his own personal property.
Ja, als ob du Erebonia nicht als dein persönliches Eigentum behandeln würdest. Ja, natürlich, macht Sinn, aber was er jetzt hier erzählt, ist ziemlich... Das ist Projecting, aber übel.
Surely you too noticed this.
Well, I can't say I disagree. We did hear story after story during our field studies about how aggressive his policies were. About the way he didn't care how many enemies he made as a result, creating terrorist groups like the Imperial Liberation Front.
But as I said, the cause of our nation's ills is now gone. Now, all that remains is to turn back the hands of time just a touch, and the good old days of the Empire will be upon us once more.
Die good old days. Ich könnte glatt kotzen, wenn ich den hier zuhöre.
The key to this bright future lies in putting aside our differences and joining hands. Am I wrong?
I'm afraid that yes, you are. Do you honestly believe that people can so easily put aside their differences after all the Alliance has done? You occupied Heimdall and effectively took every one of its citizens hostage, imprisoned the Imperial family. And let's not forget how you're now in league with the enemy nation responsible for the destruction of Gorelia Fortress. After all that, the Imperial army would never bow their heads to the likes of you, even if the rest of the population did.
Wow, Rean. Keine Zurückhaltung. Einfach bäh.
My word, I'm afraid there's been a terrible misunderstanding. The Imperial family is simply under our loving protection. They certainly haven't been imprisoned. But that does bring me to exactly why I want you to help us.
Aber wirklich, ne? Also das war schön. Das hat mir gefallen jetzt.
Does?
The Azure Knight is already on our side. But if we had your Ashen Knight as well, that would mean we'd have two of the great knights of Erebonian legend to put into play. Couple them with our Panzer Soldats, and the Imperial Army's armored divisions would cower before us. You may not find us winning the war ideal, but this union benefits everyone more than carrying on until our inevitable victory,
I don't think it's that simple.
I beg to differ. The presence of Soldats units on a battlefield makes a tremendous difference. What they may lack in firepower and armor compared to tanks, they make up for in mobility and versatility. But more important than even those factors is the psychological impact they have on our opponents.
Well...
We're only human. As such, we are as captivated as we are terrified of giant beings bearing human form. And if that holds true even for mass-produced Soldats made with modern technology.
Dann wartet mal, bis ihr einen richtigen Gundam seht. Weil die sind fast dreimal so groß wie eure Soldats.
It will be all the more true for the divine knights of legend you and Crow possess.
Can't argue with that logic.
I will say it once more. Gileath Osborne is dead. And with his death, all that's left to be done is end this ridiculous war and return order to the Empire. Only then will everything be as it should. That includes both your pleasant academy life and the peaceful days of darling Elise and her friend the princess.
Du willst unbedingt hier auf der Stelle erstochen werden, oder?
Are you trying to...
Whatever you ultimately decide, their safety is guaranteed. I would ask that you promise him this, if nothing else, Your Grace.
But of course, I'm not a monster.
Rufus,
We may stand on opposite sides of this conflict, but I still sit on Thor's board of directors. And in that capacity, I suggest you consider carefully the choice before you. After all, every soldier must decide for himself whether a cause is worth fighting, perhaps even dying for. I look forward to hearing your answer.
Oh, und auf einmal wird nicht mehr gesprochen. Okay. Please come with us, Mr. Master Rean. Es wäre so schön, wenn doch mal jemand ein paar Millionen Dollar hier reinputtern würde, dass alle gesprochen werden in den Cutscenes. Wäre so viel besser. We will escort you to your guest room. Food and refreshments will be provided for you there. Intermission. Das ist jetzt wirklich so ein Kapitel, was einfach so in der Mitte sitzt. Es ist auch kein wirklich sonderlich langes Kapitel. Geburtstag. Hey. Ja, du sagtest, es war vor deinem Geburtstag. Der 13. ist dein Geburtstag. Stimmt ja. Ich habe deine Nachricht falsch gelesen dann. Wie immer. Ich mit meinem Brain Fog.
All that's left to be done is end this ridiculous war and return order to the Empire. Only then will everything be as it should. That includes both your pleasant academy life and the peaceful days of darling Elise and her friend the princess.
So übertrieben nobel, das Schlachtschiff. So was unsinnig und verschwenderisch. Das ist die Noble Alliance. Was erwartest du? Ja, wir haben das doch alles schon gehört.
It's hard to argue that this war began because the noble faction went too far. But the longer it goes on, the more people are going to suffer. Am I really okay with that? If I join them, I could reduce the number of victims, be friends with Crow again, free Elise and Princess Elfin.
Auch interessant, dass er zuerst an Crow denkt und dann erst an Elise.
No, this isn't that simple. Think, Rean, think. I was able to reunite with the others, but Elise and Princess Elfin are still in the Alliance's custody. What's the best thing I can do? This isn't just about me. What do all of us want to do?
Keep racking your brain like that and smoke will start coming out of your ears.
What do you want?
Hey now, no need to give me that look.
Bin ja nur ein Mörder, ein Terrorist.
I figured I was gonna find you busy thinking everything over like your life depended on it. And what do you know? I was right.
How about you mind your own damn business? Don't you have better things to do with your time? I figured the glorious Azure Chevalier would be far too busy with the war to be hanging out around here.
It's tough being popular. If you joined us, I could get away with doing half the work I am now. So come on, stop freaking out about it so much and make a choice.
This isn't something I can just decide by flipping a coin, Crow!
Die Richtung ist er eingeschlagen und die wird er nicht ändern.
Besides, it'd probably be an easier choice if not for a certain someone. What's that in your hand, anyway?
Grub, of course. Kinda early, but I brought you your lunch. Mind if I join you?
Hamburgers, fries, and onion rings, huh?
Wo sind die Zwiebelringe? Ach, da sind die Zwiebelringe. Okay, die waren jetzt schwer zu erkennen.
I was expecting something more fancy like I had last night.
Oh, that kind of food more your thing? Okay then, give me a minute while I go ask the chef to whip something up.
No, this is fine. The burger looks delicious.
Cool. All right, dig in.
This tastes kinda different from a normal burger.
Ich weiß, die reden schon wieder über Essen. Braucht keiner sagen.
No wonder. It's got whitefish in it.
Yeah, they're called fish burgers.
Ich hasse Fischburger.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah. The tartar sauce makes for an unusual extra flavoring, too. I like this way more than the food I had last night, to be honest.
Well, glad to hear. Guess it was worth putting my cooking skills to the test after all.
Wait, you made this?
Was my first time cooking in a while, too. Sharon could probably do better, though. But I wanted to give it a shot anyway. This stuff was like soul food back in Jirai, where I grew up.
Oh.
To think, all the time we spent searching for the leader of the Imperial Liberation Front, and he was right under our noses.
Erinnert ihr euch noch, dass wir eigentlich noch gar nicht wissen, warum Crow überhaupt Osborn getötet hat?
Crow Armbrust from the Jirai SEZ.
Oh, yeah. Vita was using some weird thing of hers to let you see what was going on, wasn't she? So I guess you saw what happened there.
Yeah. Jirai was that special economic zone in the northwest you guys went to during our August field study, too.
We didn't run into anything like that in the Jirai Special Economic Zone. Though, I guess that makes sense seeing as it's under the direct control of the Imperial government and not a noble.
I seem to recall that it was annexed 8 years ago. Is that right?
Yeah, the Empire stitched it on nice and neat without much opposition. Now it's prospering as a special economic zone on the coast. Seemed like a pretty lively place.
So you ended up going
Warum
back
wurde
to
das
your
jetzt
old
nicht besprochen?
hometown then?
Yeah, by pure coincidence. It's changed a lot since I was last there, so it was kind of surreal being back again. But it was nostalgic in its own way, too.
It's been bugging me for a long time now. What could have made you want to join a group of terrorists like the Imperial Liberation Front?
Jetzt erfahren wir es, was eigentlich seine Motivation war über
What
die
was
ganze
it
Zeit.
that made you hate Chancellor Osborn that much? Enough to take his life? Oh, tell me, Crow, please. I want to know what it was that made you who you are now. What kind of place Jirai was, how you lived there, and what you were doing before you entered the academy and met Toa, Angelica, and George.
Where's the fun in prying into a guy's past? Save all that talk for your number one in class. Who's the lucky girl anyway? Elisa? Laura? Emma? Fee? And don't tell me it's Milliam, because, you know,
I'm serious, Crow. I really want to know. Think of telling me your past as paying off the interest you owe in that 50 Mira. Because until I know, until we know, we won't be able to move forward.
You're really serious.
Crow?
My past really isn't that big of a deal, you know. It's got nothing on yours, that's for sure. If you find yourself thinking that's all when I'm done, well, I warned you. So, you really want to know?
Yeah. Nothing you say will change
Bereitet
my
euch für
mind.
lange, viele Story-Sequenzen jetzt hier vor.
Please.
Das
Tell
könnte
me.
jetzt fast glatt den gesamten Rest des Streams entnehmen. Also nicht seine
Alright,
Hintergrundgeschichte,
you win.
aber dieses Intermission-Chapter.
Like I said, it's just your run-of-the-mill sob story. Pick up any history textbook and you'll probably find a dozen others just like it. It's the kind of story that's so common no one bothers to remember it, like it never even happened. Back in those days, Jirai was known as Jirai City. It was a city-state off the coast of northwest Zemuria that prospered through maritime trade with West Erebonia, North Ambria, and Remiferia. It had a population of around 150,000 people, so it wasn't exactly a big place or anything.
150.000 Leute ist aber schon
Because
ordentlich.
of that, the surrounding nations left it alone and let us live out our days in peace. We were pretty fortunate, all things considered. Until about 20 years ago. That was when the North Ambrian disaster struck, and much of the Principality of North Ambria was turned to salt.
Wortwörtlich. Das ist ein Event, wovon wir, glaube ich, eher in den früheren Teilen hören. Aber ja, es gab wirklich ein komisches Phänomen, was das Land von Northumbria wirklich in Salz verwandelt hat.
And as a result, trade on the northwest shore was reduced to virtually nothing. Day after day, Jiraiya's prosperity started to fade away. Still, it wasn't all bad. We had our fishing, our historic landmarks, our septium mines. We could make use of those to get trade going again, both to keep our state running and to help out Northumbria.
Ja, und Northumbria existiert fast gar nicht mehr als Land. Wegen einer riesigen Salzsäule.
In fact, the one who advocated that approach was the mayor, my grandfather. He was the last mayor Jiraiya City ever had. He was a stubborn old bastard, but he had this wry sense of humor, and was well loved by everyone. I lost my mom and dad early, so he was also my only living relative. He taught me just about everything a guy could know. He was like a mom, dad, and your old master rolled into one, I guess. Anyway, fast forward to 10 years ago. Out of nowhere, we received this proposal from the Erebonian government. They said they wanted to extend a railway line from Heimdall all the way to Jiraiya. We relied on the sea for trade before, but there wasn't any reason to believe we couldn't benefit from being connected to Heimdall by rail. The proposal drew overwhelming support from the city's council, and as a result, my grandfather was forced to accept. Within a year, the city had all of its old life back and then some. The streets were more bustling than ever. But keep in mind, this was a result of huge amounts of imperial capital flowing into the city.
Ich denke, ich habe von dem Salzsäulenvorfall vor Jahren mal gelesen und blieb in Erinnerung, weil es so interessant sich anhörte. Das Ding ist, man weiß auch kaum was darüber. Also es ist ein sehr mysteriöses Ereignis.
Land and buildings we once treasured were bought up left and right. Everything became a target for investment. People only cared about making money.
Imperialismus. Es ist immerhin Erebonian Empire, ne? Es ist ein Imperium.
Something similar supposedly happened in Crossbell too, but unlike there, no opposition existed in Jiraiya. My grandfather sensed something was off, and he tried what he could to get the situation under control. Then one day, someone blew up the railway line leading to Jiraiya. Everyone demanded that it be repaired as quickly as possible. Everyone except the imperial government. Instead, they panned our national security arrangements for being insufficient and threatened to withdraw all imperial capital. The city was left in an uproar like we'd never seen. Shares plummeted, and with no one able to ascertain the culprit's identity, chaos reigned. That was when he showed up. Chancellor Gileath Osborne, in his third year as representative of the imperial government, personally came to Jiraiya. We then received a second proposal.
The restoration of the railway and its future security will be seen to by the Imperial Army.
Osborns Stimme ist immer noch sehr beeindruckend.
In return for our continued assistance in safekeeping, Jiraiya will come under the wing of our glorious empire.
Komplett Annexion. Annektierung? Weiß nicht, ist in Deutsch auch Annexion akzeptierbar als Begriff?
And attain even greater prosperity as a special economic zone.
The timing was too good to be true, really. Realizing this, my grandfather staunchly opposed the idea. He tried everything he could to convince the city's council to reject the offer. Unfortunately, once you taste the sweet fruit of prosperity, it's hard to want to go back.
Annexion gibt's auch im Deutschen, ja, okay. Es klingt so, wenn man es noch nie ausgesprochen hat, dann klingt es seltsam.
The council, made up of influential merchants and all their greed, jumped at the offer. And tempted by the elimination of customs, together with the tax breaks from being an SEZ, many of the citizens did too. And during all that, they'd conveniently found a suspect behind the railway incident. My grandfather.
Oh.
He loved Jiraiya more than anyone, and up till then, its people loved him too. And yet, virtually overnight, he found himself facing the wrath of both the city's council and the citizens alike. Left with no choice, he resigned from his position as mayor, and Jiraiya formally became part of the empire. Both of these things happened on the same exact day.
Man kann sich vielleicht denken, der Bürgermeister hat die Brücke nicht in die Luft gejagt.
That was 8 years ago. Naturally, everyone knew my grandfather wasn't the one who did it. They knew who was really responsible. They just turned a blind eye to the truth. See? I warned you. Just your run-of-the-mill sob story.
Die wirklich dahinter steckten, waren natürlich Gideon Osborne selbst. Es war alles ein Setup, um Riot zu annektieren.
I don't know what to say, Crow. What happened to him after that? Your grandfather.
One day, he just up and died. Once he resigned, the whole affair with the railway getting blown up was all but forgotten. He lived comfortably in retirement for about half a year, fell ill, and that was that. He just lost the will to go on, I guess. Like I said, he was the only family I had. I mean, I had plenty of friends even then, but I chose to leave it all behind. I was 13 at the time. I wandered the land, doing whatever I had to get by. That was when I met old Cayenne, who happily indulged my hatred for the Chancellor. And with his financial backing, I went out with the goal to find others who were just like me. That was the beginning of the Imperial Liberation Front.
Cayenne ist ein Child Groomer.
Gideon, Scarlet, and Vulcan were among those I recruited.
Quasi.
I'd also met Vita then. I only knew her as the woman who had often come to see Cayenne. She guided me to a place below the city of Ordis, and there slept the Azure Knight Ordine.
Hey, Minka.
One after another, I overcame the same trials you did with your friends, but alone. And once I'd proven myself worthy, Ordine accepted me as his awakener. That was 3 years ago. I was 16. My preparations complete, I concealed my background and enrolled in a military academy near the capital. Everything I did for the sole purpose of taking the Chancellor's head. Come on now, what's with the face? You look sadder about all this than I do.
Du hast ja deine Rache schon gehabt.
Yeah, I guess.
Überrascht mich, dass Cayenne da länger seine Finger im Spiel hatte. Das ist scheinbar wirklich über lange Zeit geplant, ja.
I swear. I'm not trying to tell you the Chancellor was evil or anything.
What?
Still, there's no denying that he managed to outwit my grandfather. And he may have lost, but Pop's always loved a good gamble. It's thanks to him that I'm pretty good at chess, card games, that kind of stuff. I'd say it's fairly normal for a student to want to avenge his master's defeat, wouldn't you?
Maybe.
At the end of the day, there's no denying this country has problems, and the Chancellor's methods were making them worse. I studied those problems, worked out how to use the situation to my advantage, and then won the game with an all-or-nothing gamble. But when you think of how peaceful Jirai is now, I'd say I've got a duty to clear up the mess left behind by my game too, which means ending this war and restoring peace.
Okay, also hat doch noch seine Schuldgefühle für das Ganze.
So it's only when that's done that my game is truly over. I don't want whatever your decision is to be influenced by my past, okay? Like Rufus said, you need to think long and hard about what it is you're fighting for. For you, more than anyone else.
Yeah, but Crow...
Anyway, I think I've stuck around here for long enough. You're gonna be treated as a visitor. Well, sort of. It's about time for the higher-ups to head back to Heimdall, so go ahead and pass the time however you want.
However I want? What else can I even do here?
Hallo. Was denn? Hm?
There'll be no guards outside your room, so if you want to try and escape, be my guest. Just keep in mind that some members of Ouroboros and Zephyr are on board too. Not to mention me, Scarlet, and Vulcan.
Oh, Scarlet und Vulcan sind auch da.
So if you're up for a gamble of your own, get ready to take all of us on.
Sounds fun.
Oh yeah, one more thing. There's this real cute visitor in the guest of honor's room on the 2nd floor. I think she'd perk right up if she saw you, so why not go pay her a visit? Just don't go making your girl jealous, okay?
I wonder who he means. He said she's in the guest of honor's room. Well, I can't waste much time here.
Echt?
I told everyone I'd definitely come back soon. Right now, I need to gather as much information as I can. I can make my choice after that. At least then, it'll be an informed one.
Ja, aber den Burger hat er fertig gegessen. So, jetzt müssen wir wirklich mit allen Leuten hier drin reden.
I can sense someone inside.
Come on in if you like.
That sounds like... Excuse me.
Hi, Scarlet. Lange nicht gesehen.
Hello there, love. I'd heard you came on board yesterday, so I did wonder whether we would run into one another at some point.
Mika weiß jetzt gerade nicht, was sie machen soll. Hier, sie sitzt da und guckt. Wollte dich streicheln, warum rennst du jetzt weg? Matzen.
Hello, Scarlet. Last time we spoke was a month and a half ago near Trista, I think.
Quite a memorable day for both of us, wasn't it? There's no need to stand over there. Come and have a seat. I'll pour us some tea.
You really don't have to. Well, I guess there's no harm in chatting for a bit.
These tea leaves really are wonderful, aren't they? Only the best for the airship of Erebonia's most powerful noble, I suppose.
I have to admit, the fragrance is like no tea I've ever had before. You're right, though. It makes sense if it's something Duke Cayenne personally chose.
Oh? I was under the impression that your family is a part of the nobility, too. Your father is a baron, isn't he?
He might be a noble, but generally barons aren't all that wealthy. We live a relatively modest lifestyle.
In unserer Villa.
Oh, really? I wouldn't have thought it before, but maybe my family was actually more well off than yours.
And Scarlet, I heard she lost her old hometown when he went and built a railway through it.
What kind of family did you come from then?
Oh, they weren't nobles, if that's what you're wondering. They were just relatively wealthy farmers. We were almost local celebrities in a way.
Oh, I see.
You're wondering how someone like me became a terrorist? It's written all over your face.
Well, I can't deny that I'm curious. I heard that you lost your hometown because Osborne built a railway through it.
Oh, did C tell you? No, I suppose it must have been V. He never was one to keep quiet about things.
Wie gestellt, kommt mir auch so wie ein nicht sonderlich stiller Charakter vor.
So, I mean, what happened?
Some things are best left unsaid, I think. It's not as if knowing would somehow allow you to change things.
I suppose.
You're so adorable, Rean. Now I know why C took a liking to you. What do you say? How about you come and fight with me and the other big girls and boys? It'll be fun, I promise.
Please, stop teasing me. Anyway, thank you for the tea. It wasn't just made with high-quality leaves.
You're very welcome.
Oh, actually, I may as well ask while I have the chance. Where did you learn how to use that weapon of yours anyway? It's pretty unique.
Oh, that? I suppose it can't hurt to tell you. The holy city of Arteria.
Der Vatikan quasi des Settings, glaube ich.
The Arteria? Where the high seat of the Septian Church is?
That's the one. It's called a Templar sword, and it's a traditional weapon in the church. A few years ago, I was studying to be a sister and was trained in how to use it.
Ja, du siehst mir auch genauso aus, wie eine Nonne aussehen sollte, definitiv.
Surely you must be talking about some other church, right? You're telling me there are sisters in the Septian Church who use weapons like that?
There are more things in this world you don't know than you could possibly imagine. Well, it doesn't matter much now. I ended up returning to Erebonia before my training was complete.
Oh?
Anyway, that's all I'm telling you for now. I'll give you the full story if you decide to join us. Sound fair? And if you choose not to join, well, that way has its own charms, I suppose.
She ended up being a lot friendlier than I expected her to be. I wonder how much of what she was saying about being a sister was true. She seemed to really hate the Chancellor. I wonder what she intends to do now that he's gone.
Erstes Gespräch vorbei. Wie gesagt, wir haben hier einige dieser Gespräche vor uns jetzt. Wenn wir auf die Karte gucken, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weitere Gespräche. Es ist zwar auf jeden Fall sehr schön und angenehm, dass sie alle vertont sind.
Judging by the fact that S is in the next room.
Huh? It's open. Come on in.
Excuse me.
Oh, it's you. You finished talking with C?
Oh, this guy. Yes, this guy.
His name's Crow, not C. And he's never going to be anything else for me.
Oh, I know his real name. But to us, he's always gonna be C. That's our leader. He might be young, but each and every one of us look up to him and respect him. Anyway, take a seat. You got a whole lot of questions, I bet.
Does you asking that mean you're willing to answer them?
Depends on the questions.
Just out of curiosity, how many members does the Imperial Liberation Front have left? I know the explosion back in the mine was staged, obviously.
Sure was. Anyway, 10, give or take.
Diese ein Buchstaben Spitznamen finde ich sehr albern. Es sind ja auch mehr Codenamen als alles andere.
We lost most of our members as soon as the war started kicking into gear.
Oh. Is that because the group's primary objective had been fulfilled?
Basically, yeah. We all came from different backgrounds, but the one thing we had in common was that we hated that bastard's guts. So after he'd kicked it, most of the guys didn't really have any reason for sticking around. Can't say I blame him for calling it quits.
Crow said that seeing this war through to its end was the last part of his game. Are the members who haven't left sticking around for similar reasons?
Interesting question. Can't speak for the others, but me, I don't really care how this war goes. I mean, I'm a former Jaeger who can hold his own in a fight. I've always lived for war. And teaching those dumbasses in the provincial armies how to pilot soldats is a job worth doing, even if it's a pain. If we disband, I'll find myself something else to do.
I see. I can't defend the assassination of the Chancellor or what you did near Trista, but I'd be happy if you chose to disband at least.
You're a funny kid. Being oddly nice to us after all the shit we caused, don't you think?
The cycle of hatred's gone on for long enough. The crimes you've committed will never vanish, but one wants this war to go on longer than it has to. It's not as though you guys want war, do you?
That's enough of the niceties. You've got time to worry about us. Use it to worry about yourself. Whether you choose to side with the Alliance or go against them, you've got a tough road ahead, whether you like it or not. Make sure to think long and hard before you decide. And if we end up as enemies again, show me what you got. On the battlefield, I mean.
Excuse me.
Jetzt nicht die bereicherndste Konversation. Aber ich mag Vulcan eigentlich irgendwie schon.
Think I might have been too harsh on the kid. Still... yeah. He's probably perfect for the job.
Was auch immer damit
He
gemeint
saw
hat.
right through me. He's not wrong, though. I should be worrying about myself right now. He seemed kind of different, though. Like he'd lost his spark. His sole objective in life seemed to be to get revenge for his old Jaeger Corps killed by Osborn. Maybe he's just not sure what to do with himself now that he's done just that?
Okay. Mit dir will ich ja mal so gar nicht reden.
Good day to you, Rean Schwarzer.
What the? You're the Phantom Thief! You sure look comfortable. What are you doing here?
Ha ha! Why wouldn't I be? I'm as much a guest on this ship as you are. And who would deny themselves the pleasure of a ship so beautiful? The furnishings are immaculate. The food and wine are positively sumptuous. And I am of the firm belief that it's wasteful not to take advantage of the opportunities life presents you. Ah, and speaking of opportunities, don't just stand there. Take a seat and join me in having a drink. You've been blessed with the rare chance to sit and chat one-on-one with the most beloved thief of our time.
I can't believe that's how you describe yourself. Well, what the hell? I'll have a drink.
Bestimmt räumt er die Minibars in jedem Gastzimmer auf, ja.
Nothing alcoholic, though. Funny. I didn't realize you'd met Prince Olivert.
Ha! Indeed. There are few even among royals whose palate is so refined as his. Between our shared love of beauty and fundamental difference of opinion on the nature of love, he forever remains an endless source of entertainment for me.
I suddenly feel very sorry for him.
Yeah.
What happened down in Liberl sounds pretty amazing, though.
Rails in the sky.
I'd heard there were problems with orbital technology in southern Erebonia at the time, but I had no idea that was why.
Ha ha! That magnificent floating city was quite the sight to behold, let me tell you.
Rails in the sky.
How I wish I could have shown it to you. It would have changed your view of the world completely.
It really does sound amazing. Wait, why am I sitting here having a friendly discussion with a wanted criminal?
Das hattest du mit Crow doch auch gerade.
He has so many interesting and unusual stories, I got completely caught up listening to them.
Ha ha! A thief of my caliber can steal much more than objects, Rean. There. I was able to steal much of your time and your interest.
Ja, alle Anwesenden hier sind Kriminelle.
Perhaps I stole your heart as well?
Nein!
Rest assured that did not happen.
Gott sei Dank.
Your stories were interesting, though, I'll admit. By the way, you wouldn't happen to know where Prince Olivert is now, would you? Last I checked, he wasn't actively fighting against the Alliance.
Ha ha! I imagined Duke Cayenne would welcome a man like the Prince with open arms into the Alliance, if he so wished to join. To my knowledge, he was always wary of the Chancellor himself. But I digress. I'm afraid not even I know where he is at the moment. However, I'm inclined to believe that wherever he's hiding, the Crimson Wings is there with him.
So the Courageous is missing too then. Although the Duke's got some nerve if he expects Prince Oliver to side with him after he imprisoned the rest of the Imperial family.
But think, these kinds of things are simply what the great nobles of this country have always done. The War of the Lions, too, was brought about by numerous families of some standing backing potential successors to the throne. Emperor Dreichel's, as a late arrival to the war, was a mere exception to the rule. I wonder, does Prince Oliver think himself as the second coming of Dreichel's?
Foreshadowing!
One of which is to bring the winds of change to Thor's military academy. A gust of fresh air, if you will. I'll admit, I hesitated to allow it, but I decided to place my hopes in you. We believed then, as we still do, that one day you all will be a great light that can push back the darkness of this country.
I don't think he does. From what I can tell, he intends to try and end this war in a slightly different way from Dreichel's.
Oh? Do tell.
Sorry, but I should be going. Thanks for all the interesting stories. They helped me work through things in my head a bit.
Haha! I'm pleased to hear it.
Auf einmal wieder mit
I
Maske?
will be waiting at the edge of my seat to hear which path you choose. Join us, and you'll be warmly welcomed. Naturally, I'm fascinated by you as the Ashen Knight's pilot. But I'm even more fascinated with that brute strength of yours. I would love the chance to see the power of an ogre up close.
Ooh.
I doubt it's half as interesting as what you're thinking. Anyway, if you'll excuse me.
Noch 4 Gespräche. Ich sag ja, dieser Part dauert.
I wonder who's in here.
Ist aber einer der interessanteren Parts eigentlich des Spiels, um ehrlich zu sein.
We got a visitor?
Come on in.
Excuse me.
Figured it was you. Sup?
Have a seat. Bourbon? I suppose not.
Wir haben auch eine Bar hier. Meine Güte, die sind alle am Saufen.
Yeah, I really shouldn't. How come you guys are being so friendly, though? I mean, we're on opposing sides and all.
Why wouldn't we be? It's not like we're on a battlefield right now.
Hier, dramatische Musik fürs Teekränzchen. Ja.
Jaegers. Nothing unusual about us trying to cut some throats one day that's sitting in a bar with the same guys the next.
Of course, if you would rather fight with us, that can be arranged.
I shall have to politely decline. For one thing, I don't think I'd stand the slightest chance of taking you two down.
Hey now, no need to be so pessimistic. He seems to think pretty highly of you. Have a little more faith in yourself.
At the very least, you'd be able to give us a real fight in your divine night. Not that I'd have any intention of losing even then.
The scary thing is, I'm pretty sure he's dead serious. Well, they're used to taking out tanks. They probably have their ways.
Huh. Oh yeah? Ranking 72nd for the year in an academy full of big shot students ain't half bad. Brings a tear to my eye to see our little Fee putting her heart into her education.
Die fragen ihn jetzt einfach nur nach Vieh aus.
And don't forget, she was the youngest of her classmates too. The boss was right when he said that she can do anything she puts her mind to.
You got that right. Maybe joining the gardening club will make her a bit more ladylike too. Oh, who am I kidding?
She's still young. She has plenty of time to develop on that front if she so pleases.
They really seem to adore her. Like two proud parents talking about their child.
Ich würde eher denken, so zwei große Brüder.
And yet... If you don't mind me asking, why did you leave Fee behind? After your boss was killed in a battle with his sworn enemy, I mean.
Oh, Fee told you about that. It sounds like you're closer to her than I thought you were.
I trust this is simply me being paranoid. But you haven't tried making any moves on her, have you?
Uh-oh.
No, of course not. I wouldn't dream of it. I just want to know why you'd abandon her when she obviously means so much to the two of you. She thought of you all like family. Why did you leave her all alone?
Well... We had our reasons. Let's leave it at that. I know you want to know, but you're not the one we should be telling that to.
We'll be sure to tell Fee our reasons in due time.
Wundere mich, wie die Reaktion ist, wenn man close to Fee wäre. Ich glaube, es ist exakt dieselbe.
Until then, leave the issue be.
Alright, I can accept that. Still, she's our classmate. In that sense, she's like family to me, to us, too. And we feel that way about her just as strongly as you do, if not more so. I want to be perfectly clear on that.
Fighting words right there.
Still, we'll remember you said that. Returning to the matter at hand, you're sure you haven't tried to make any moves on her?
Come on, spit it out.
They really are like two overprotective fathers.
Ja, finde ich auch. Das macht Sinn.
I was hoping to get a bit more out of them about what Zephyr is up to. All we did was talk about Fee the whole time. Oh well. At least now I know that the guys in Zephyr really cared about her, so it wasn't a complete waste of time. I can sense someone inside.
Oh, ich glaube, das wird eine der interessanteren Unterhaltungen.
Huh?
Yep, McBurn.
Oh, it's you. Forgot you were staying here too.
Yeah. What was that? It's gone now anyway. Maybe it was just my imagination.
So what's up? I couldn't give a damn whether you joined the Alliance or not, to be honest.
Oh, I didn't come here for any specific reason.
Interesting. You mixed by any chance?
Could I sit and talk to you for a while?
What a pain in the ass. So, what do you want to ask?
When we ran into each other back in Berea Hard, you asked a weird question. Something about being mixed?
Oh, that?
I didn't have the chance to figure out what that meant at the time. But what did you mean?
Don't know if I can even explain that one. It's just something you feel. What we've got mixed into us is obviously different in strength and nature.
Tante Cosplay Wannabe.
It's kind of hard to put into words.
Du hast ja keine Ahnung, wie recht du damit hast.
Yeah, seems that way. I know you're not trying to confuse me on purpose, but I really can't wrap my head around what you're saying.
Just watch.
Huh?
There's no trick to it. I'm not using an ornament, it's not magic. And I'm not using an artifact either. I just will fire to appear, and it does.
So it's just a totally unnatural ability?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Something that just gives you results, without the processes you'd usually have to go through to obtain them. You've got one too, right?
Diese seltsame Fähigkeit von Rean, ne?
Well, true. That power of mine wasn't something I gained from training. I don't even know where the power itself is coming from.
It's the same kind of thing. People who can do things like that usually have something mixed into them. Something foreign, unnatural, mixed into their body itself. Different to the church's stigmas. Looks like a pretty small part of it in your case, though.
Oh.
Aber.
There, huh? Anyway, I couldn't tell you how, where, or why whatever it is got mixed into you. Sure you've got more questions, but sorry. I can't answer them.
No, it's okay. You've answered enough already.
Strange how little I know about McGurn so far, considering how long he's been around. You said you are playing Trails of Cold Steel 4 right now? That game would have some answers, actually.
I feel like I understand myself a little better now, actually.
Good for you, I guess. So, we done now?
Yeah, thanks for your time. Oh yeah, so how much of you is unnatural?
Me? All of me.
Oh my. His design is weird, I know.
His circumstances seem very different from mine. Guess all I can do is remember what he said. Maybe there will come a time when it'll all make sense. I'm sure one day I'll find out what this power of mine is.
A bit too many
the
colors.
story behind me being given this power as a kid is. One day.
More talking!
Huh? I think I can sense someone inside. Given the circumstances, I imagine it must be one of the people who fought us in Ymir. Huh? It's open.
Rufus? I don't think it's Rufus, actually.
It's empty. Weird. I could have sworn I sensed someone in here. Oh. Looking at her lying down like this, she really is just a child.
Altina is her name. I don't understand the whole sense thing, guys. Is it like Ki in Dragon Ball? I think so. But it's weird because only like Rean and a few others can actually do it. Like you have to be specially trained. It's observational haki from One Piece, I guess.
Maybe 12 or 13? Somewhere close to Milliam's age. How did a kid like this end up fighting with the Alliance?
Who are you? Who's calling me?
Is she talking in her sleep?
Yeah,
Situation
this is kind of
assessed.
sus. Not gonna lie.
Location is a room inside the guest area of the Pentagram. 9 hours have passed since initial loss of consciousness.
Guess she's sleeping comfortably enough here. And again, she needs it at her age. She's got plenty of growing left. Wait.
Huh?
Good morning?
Rean Schwarzer, why are you here? Unless my memories have been tampered with, I believe this room was solely allocated to me.
Oh, it was. Sorry. If I'd known you were sleeping, I wouldn't have come in here.
So you're an intruder then? Clown Soleus.
No, it was just an innocent mistake. Whoa! Can we at least talk about this?
No mercy for trespassers.
Too horny jail, bonk.
So you claim to have no inappropriate motives for sneaking into this room.
Not claim! I really didn't!
But once you walked in, you fell victim to temptation and chose to act in accordance to your desires.
Ew.
No, I didn't. How many times do I have to explain what happened before you'll believe me?
Looks like a Star Ocean character. Yeah.
I was making a joke. Had you any intention of harming me, Clown Soleus would have attacked you. That he didn't proves your innocence.
Oh, right. Then what was all that for? Oh, whatever. I suppose it's my own fault for coming in without permission.
Surprised she's called Black Rabbit when she's more like a cat. I think it's just a hoodie.
Anyway, I've cleared my name. I'll see you some other time, probably.
If that's what you want to do, you didn't come to ask me anything then?
Well, no. Honestly, I didn't even know you were in here. I do have a lot I'd like to ask you, though, and just as much I'd like to say to you. Okay, if you're offering, what are your reasons for helping the Alliance? Why do you have a puppet just like Milliam's? Just who are you?
Elise is
The answer
unimportant.
to your first question is, I was ordered to do so. As all information regarding Clown Soleus is confidential, I am unable to answer your second question. And as for the last one, I am unable to fully comprehend the depth of your question.
Oh, forget it. You abducted my sister and the princess. Whether you were ordered to or not doesn't change that.
Yeah, that's gonna make things a little awkward right now.
And it's not something I think I can forgive. See you around. Sorry, that was probably too harsh.
Yeah, I mean, at least he is acknowledging that
Can't
now.
pretend to know anything about your circumstances. But I do know that you didn't abduct them of your own free will. Anyway, with that said, I'll be going.
This guy is really manipulating her. Anyone kind of getting that feeling, like some emotional manipulation right
Maybe
there?
we'll have a chance to talk again sometime.
The Black Workshop.
The what?
What?
That's the name of the place I belong to. It was they who loaned me to the Noble Alliance. Unless you choose to join the Alliance, that is the most I'm able to disclose to you.
The name doesn't ring any bells. And loaned? That makes it sound like... I suppose it's none of my business.
Rean, please.
Thanks for telling me.
This is getting creepy.
I'll be sure to remember that name.
You know, Vita's projection has a boob wave effect. I mean, I think it's just an overall wave effect around her whole body. It's just that her boobs kind of stand out
I can't
because
see
of this.
doing so holding any real purpose for you. Incidentally, did you have any untoward motives behind what you just did?
No, I did not. The Black Workshop? Loaned?
Yeah, this is gonna be important later.
Sounds like stuff worth remembering.
Yes! Very much so. Okay, last one. Oh god, not you.
Having to travel to and from Crossbell like this is utterly exhausting.
We're going to Crossbell?
No, I mustn't complain. I'm doing this for the sake of my lord.
Didn't I see her in Legram?
Who goes there? Wait, you're the Ashen Knight's pilot.
Who is she talking to? Herself.
I remember you now. You're with Ouroboros, Duvali the Swift, right?
Have you no shame? Is it perhaps normal for you to barge into a lady's room unannounced?
Yes.
You and that Arseid are only as bad as each other, I swear. Learn your place!
Actually, I just walked through the door normally. I should have probably knocked before I came in, though. Sorry about that.
Wait.
So, now that we're understood,
Did she just
want?
change her clothes in front of Rean? What the fuck are you doing?
Have you come to tell me that you'll be fighting on our side after all?
Can you not jump to conclusions? Besides, it's not like you're working with the Alliance because you agree with what they're doing.
Oh, naturally. Lady Clotilde seems to have a purpose of her own, but for my part, I have no obligation to help the Alliance whatsoever.
Clotilde. Always the name Clotilde. For those who don't know, Klo is German for toilet. Yeah.
I'm simply cooperating because I was told doing so was necessary to the plan.
Plan? I'm not sure what she's getting at. Just so we're clear, that lord you keep mentioning isn't Vita Clotilde, is it?
No. She may be an Anguis like her, but my lord is the seventh, not the second. She is the leader of the Stallritter, the great light which guides us. Gallant yet beautiful, proud yet merciful.
I cannot stand Duvalie.
She's the strongest knight of all. And oh, she's simply divine.
Well, you've made
Girls
it clear
can be
how
simps
great
too.
you think she is. So the head of the Stallritter is also a woman?
She certainly is. And if you must know, 100 swordsmen of your strength couldn't hope to equal her. No, 1,000, even 10,000 of you wouldn't be able to so much as scratch her.
Duvalie, please calm down. Take a cold shower.
I get it. She's strong. Still, if she's a woman who could be described as the strongest knight of all, Laura already noticed the similarity between the Eisenritter and Stallritter, but she really does sound like Saint Sandlot.
I see I've got you thinking. Incidentally, I may have already mentioned her title, but one can never share my lord's glory too many times. She's known as the Steel Maiden.
The Steel Maiden, huh?
And with that, I believe that's enough idle chatter. If you didn't come to tell me that you'll be fighting on our side, then we remain enemies. As such, we shouldn't be standing here being friendly with one another.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Sorry for bothering you. Actually, there was one more thing I wanted to ask. You're not an enforcer like Blue Blanc or Sharon, right? Is there any reason for that?
You just had to ask. Enforcers are selected by the Society's leader, the Grand Master. And in order to be selected as one and given a number, that person needs to be burdened by some kind of darkness.
From Kingdom Hearts?
But just so we're clear, there is no correlation between having a number and one's strength, alright? I'm quite strong.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
say
edgy.
a word. But it makes perfect sense. You don't strike me as someone who's carrying any kind of darkness with you.
Or brain cells.
You're refreshingly sincere. Like someone who hates anything that strays from the path of righteousness.
I'll thank you not to spout such nauseating dribble in my presence.
He's blushing.
Now get the hell out of my room!
Green harem +1. How many are there now in Rean's harem?
I'm really curious about the Steel Maiden. Could she really have some connection with the Lance Maiden? Perhaps even with the woman who helped us during our August field study.
Rean gets all the girls, even though he doesn't even want to. Like, dude is as dense as... What was I wanted to say? Dude is as dense as lead. That's what I wanted to say. Last one.
This should be the guest of honor's room. Time to see who's inside.
Yes? Who is it? Please come in.
I'm not really looking forward to it either.
That sounds like... Excuse me.
So much gasping.
I had a feeling it was you, but I didn't dare to hope.
It's you.
I thought she lost the ability to speak and only gasp.
It's really, really you.
Your Highness.
I mean, how did you get here?
It's so funny to see how
Feels like a dream.
the developers of this game, seeing as this was like their second 3D game ever, really kind of didn't know how to do like transitional animations. Like, have you noticed that in between her running animation and then her animation of like hugging or copping a feel of some Rean titties, there was this cut? Like they couldn't animate the in-between between the running and her hugging or feeling him up, I guess. Like, this is so... If you know about this, you will notice this throughout the whole game. First and second one.
Please don't tell me it is. I don't think my heart could handle the disappointment.
It's really me. I'm so glad you're safe. I'm so sorry that you had to go through all of this. If I hadn't been so weak and careless, none of this would have happened.
You mustn't apologize. Simply being able to see you again is more than I could have hoped for.
You must have been really lonely. I'm here for you now, though. I might not be the most reliable person for the job, but I'm not going anywhere.
So that's what you've been doing all this time?
Yeah, I know. It's just... Again, I get what they're going for, but it's too much.
Yeah, I was happy all of us were able to get back together again.
And I've said this in my streams of the first game already. If they cut out all the unnecessary dialogue and some unnecessary side quests and shit, they totally could have made this entire Cold Steel Saga only 2 games. And it would have worked so much better.
But then yesterday, I ended up being invited onto this ship by Duke Cayenne. That's why I'm here, talking to you.
I do recall thinking things were a little noisier than usual yesterday. Strange as it may sound, I suppose I owe the Duke my thanks. After all, if not for his invitation, we wouldn't have been able to find each other like this.
And honestly, if Falcom decided to remake these games into these 2 games, I would totally play it.
Sorry. I wish I could say I'd snuck on board to rescue you or something. Incidentally, I hesitate to ask, but...
You want to know where Elise is, right?
No, who cares?
She's not on this ship, I'm afraid. I can't say for sure, but I believe she's been taken to the same place as my parents.
Really?
I'm sure it isn't news to you that my mother, father, and Cedric have been imprisoned somewhere.
Kondo apparently said in an interview that there are some things they had no time to explain, like, are you serious? In 3 there's so much pointless dialogue. It's, yeah. Like, there's too much dialogue and too much text. Even these first 2 games had too much dialogue. Everyone needs to get a word in every situation. Especially if you are in a group, everyone has to say something. And that's just so not necessary. I don't know why this happened. I know this series is known for having lots of text, and lots of world building, and lots of story, and lots of character interaction and stuff. But they just overdid it with Cold Steel.
And apparently, they've chosen Elise to be my family's attendant. So it's likely wherever they've been taken, she's right there with them.
Really? I'm not sure whether to feel relieved or what.
I can hardly blame you. I feel exactly the same way, even.
But why were you alone imprisoned on this airship? Surely there must be some reason.
That was Duke Cayenne's decision.
Now you get your answer.
I believe he's using me to suppress potential rebellion in areas occupied by the Alliance. By having me address the people and calm them down.
Forgive me for saying so, but that's a little messed up. Using you like that.
He's a puppet, essentially.
I don't especially mind doing it, honestly. It's a simple enough task. People all across Erebonia are uneasy about this war. And as princess, I should do what's within my power to help calm their nerves.
But at the expense of your own feelings? I know you want to help, but you can't be happy about being used as the Alliance's puppet to deceive them. Plus, you've been forcibly separated from your family, your best friend. You don't even know where they are.
It's like he's trying to make her cry.
Yes, but... Oh, why even bother? You see through everything, don't you, Rean? Anyway, putting my feelings aside, what do you plan to do now? I presume you don't
Your
intend
life
to
sucks.
actually do whatever Duke Cayenne
I mean,
tells
it kind of doesn't. Overall, she's still the princess of an empire.
Well... I'm really not sure what to do. The longer this war goes on, the more people will suffer because of it. But even so, I don't feel as though siding with the Noble Alliance is the right course of action. And the same goes for the Imperial Army. I can't in good conscience side with them either.
I see.
There's so much to think about. You're being used as a puppet against your will? And then Elise is imprisoned somewhere too, being forced to do who knows what. I have to act somehow to change things.
That wasn't your fault, Rean.
Ever since I was taken in by my family all those years ago, I've tried to be a brother figure to her.
Now she wants to fuck me.
I became the person I am today because of them. They've always
some
loved
reason.
me like they would a real son, and she's always treated me like a real older brother.
The only connection we have on their side is Crow, and he's a terrorist.
You saw that power of mine, didn't you?
Rean is just weird like that.
What I look like when I use it?
Well, yes, I did.
Back when I was a kid, something just like that happened. I ended up using it right there in front of her. She should have been terrified of me, but if she was, she never once let it show. She treated me exactly the same as before.
And this is the problem. His power and him being scared of it is the justification of him being scared of his power is so weak. Explanation. Wanna go for the whole neutral angle, I guess. I mean, they are staying neutral in a way.
And that was when I swore, deep within my heart, no matter what happened, no matter what I had to do, I would always protect her. And that's why I can't help but wonder. I can't help but wonder if now's the time to live up to that promise, if I should put her before everything else. Even if I have to ignore or outright betray my own personal beliefs in the process.
Rean. As your honorary little sister, I order you to get a hold of yourself!
Honorary little sister? What the hell are you talking about?
Your Highness.
I know Elise far better than you think I do. In fact, I'd even go as far as to say I know her better than you. Rean, She's already told me so much about what happened 8 years ago. She told me about how that snowy day was what inspired you to take up the sword. She told me how traumatic that moment was for you. How what happened stays with you even now. And she even told me that, while she hated how she felt the tiniest bit happy because of it. Because it meant that your attention, your guilt, and your sense of responsibility were directed towards her and no one else.
Sorry, my cat wants attention.
And she knew more than anyone how selfish that was. She may have had other reasons for choosing to go to Saint Estrella. But her main reason was that she didn't want you to keep feeling guilty because of her. More than anything else, she wanted to free you of your burdens. You should know, when you joined Thor's and were making new friends, and you finally seemed to be moving forward, she felt a little jealous, and even a little lonely at being left behind. But she was so very, very happy for you too. So please, Rean, please don't use Elise to justify not choosing your place in this war. Because I know for a fact, she wants you, of all people, to carve your own path and find true happiness.
This is so fucking anime.
How could I have been so blind? All this time I thought I was trying to protect her, and it's been the other way around since the start.
Was du denn da? My cat is causing some mischief behind my back. I think she wants something to eat. Give me a second.
And that's not just true for her either. Mom, Dad, Master Ka-Fai.
Leckerli will nicht raus hier. Und noch mehr da. Keine Sorge. Ganz viele Leckerlis gleich. Jetzt besser?
All my friends at Thor's? They've been supporting me this whole time. How could I have missed something so obvious?
Yeah, it's almost like you're a fucking idiot.
I think I finally understand what I've been lacking inside of me all this time. I was so focused on trying to protect others, I never stopped to think about how relationships go both ways.
Jesus Christ!
Others try to support me just like I try to support them, and I have as much of an effect on them as they do on me.
It's fine if you're not that talkative, but you just missed my cat. Oh, we are going to go through with this many more times.
Sorry, Master. I think you gave me that intermediate scroll a bit too soon.
But I can kind of get what's going on. Like, you don't change your mindset and your habits that easily. Like, it takes time to kind of truly internalize this realization. It's not like you make this realization and then it's all changed. Like, that's not how psychology
now
works.
I finally feel like I'm ready. As long as I keep that fact in mind, I won't lose control again.
Rean has attained a new state of mind. Horny. He is now ready to use a new craft, Spirit Unification, when the time comes. That's how he masters his powers? But power of friendship.
Are you alright?
I'm fine. And I've got you to thank for that. Forget honorary. You sounded just like my real sister for a minute. So, thank you. I think it's time we get going. I wouldn't want to keep my classmates waiting any longer than I already have.
A pity, but you're right. I was rather hoping we could stay like this a little while longer. But I suppose all good things have to come to an end. Take care of yourself, Rean. I'll leave Elise's rescue to you. No matter what it takes, please. Why are you shaking your head?
I said it's time we get going, didn't I? There's no way I'm leaving my sister's best friend imprisoned in a place like this. I will get the two of us off this ship, so stay close to me.
Right!
Princess Elfin joined the party. Joy.
So, do you have an escape plan?
Valimar, the Ashen Knight, is on the deck. He's chained up there, but if we can get to him, I'm sure we can find some way to use him to get away from here. First, though, we need to find a way to get out of this part of the ship without anyone noticing.
Alright then. I never imagined I'd be running away from here with you at my side. Elise is going to be so envious.
Anyway, let's get going.
Oh my god, she has stats. But no weapon. Okay.
There are a lot of very strong people here, so try to keep your voice down.
Not to worry.
Ah. The old Metal Gear Solid routine.
This looks like...
It's goddamn audio.
So.
Jesus.
It's a vent.
Well, that's convenient. Might it lead to somewhere else on the ship, you think?
Most likely. Still, I can't very well ask a princess to crawl through a vent.
Nonsense, Rean. Of course you can. I'm ready to begin our great escape.
But it's going to be all dark inside. And probably filthy, too.
A little bit of darkness and dirt never hurt anyone. I had to travel through some fairly narrow underground passages when escaping from Heimdall, too. Alright? How about I go first? I'm smaller than you, after all.
No.
No, definitely not.
No.
Well, as long as you're all right with it. But I'll be going first. Like I said before, just stay close to me.
Alright then.
You'd think a princess would be more mindful when she's wearing a dress.
Oh, Jesus. This is scary.
I'm surprised. It's not dirty at all in here.
Maybe it's because the ship's newly built?
Oh! There's a corner!
Oh my god!
We must be past the guest area then.
A corner! That never happened before.
Looks like we're in the clear for that part of the ship at least.
My, that was intense. It's like I've stepped right into the world of one of those spy novels that are so popular these days.
Anyway, here's hoping we can make it to the deck without getting caught.
What is it?
Soldiers are coming this way. Keep a safe distance and let me handle this.
Well, they're dead.
It feels like the closest thing we have to someone ordinary around here is that kid. It's pretty nerve-wracking having to be around them all.
I just wish I could get to see Princess Alphen in person.
Oh.
What?
There you go.
Too late.
Good luck, Rean!
Murder!
Let's move.
Oh, I can't do the spirit unification yet. Okay.
Second form, Gale! Now!
Gladly.
Okay, she can at least do magic. Okay. Ow. Ow! Some condensed insanity for you.
Gladly.
Some more condensed insanity for you. Stop healing yourself.
Here I go.
The motherfucker just tried to kill the princess.
Burn to ash. Fall! Now's our chance. Your Highness.
Let's do a rush, I guess.
Understood.
Woo! He's squeaky.
Rean, my hero.
Thank you, Your Highness. Oh, they're strong. Are you all right, Your Highness?
Yes, I'm fine. Thanks to you, of course. Let's be going. I'll be sure to stay very close to you.
Yeah, that sound was
good.
Strange.
All right, here we go.
Okay, where? Okay, we can at least rest. Yeah, Rean is totally amazing and okay.
Good luck, Rean.
Let's move. Second form, Gale! Now's our chance.
Beached.
Gladly. Arcus, activate.
My turn. Sit.
It's my turn.
Here we go. Sit. That's the power of the 8 leaves. Great.
Yeah, I leveled up at least.
Are they mechanical monsters?
They're called archaisms.
Thanks
for explaining, Rean. You are so smart.
I suppose escaping through the windows would be an option.
Probably not. We'll have to do this the long way.
Falling out of a window would be the long way.
Second form. Now's our chance. You're finished.
Oh, doggos.
My turn.
Useful.
Second form. Now's our chance.
Weak.
Gladly.
Here we go. Sit. Too slow. My turn. Sit.
Gladly.
For God's sake.
Arcus, activate.
That went great.
Thanks.
It's my turn. Arcus,
Let's move.
That wraps things up in a neat little bow.
This is harder than I thought it would be. Just a second. But I guess it's kinda to be expected because I only have 2 people in my party and one of them can't even attack normally. How did you respawn so quickly?
Yeah. Let's move. Burn to a fall now.
Gladly! Arcus, activate! That was splendid!
You have a lot of health. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
There they are.
I thought it would be easier because
Recover the princess.
I'm only 2 people.
Whew.
2 soldiers, 1 military monster. Shouldn't be a problem. Stay back, please.
Right.
Bring it on. Let's move.
It's my turn.
Fuck's sake.
Arcus, activate!
Sorry, everyone.
What?
Good luck, Rean!
Let's move.
Gladly!
Are you for real? Right now? Like for real, for real?
Everyone.
What?
Good luck, Rean!
My turn.
I'm disgusted. It's absolutely. Can you please not faint? Rean.
Gladly!
Please. Stop fainting all the time, Rean.
Right! Arcus,
My turn. Second blow. Gale. My turn. That's the power of the 8 leaves.
This was.
I'm shocked how skilled you are with arts.
Just let me. Events faint. There. There we go.
Enemy sighted.
Where?
Here I go. Second blow. Gale.
it's my turn. Arcus, activate!
Here I go.
Right!
Thanks.
Weak.
Here I go. Burn to a fall. Now's our chance.
Oh, Rean!
Thank you, Your Highness.
Hero!
There was only just a. There was just an enemy in there. Nothing else.
Good luck, Rean!
Let's move.
Gladly!
She could really use some. I don't know. Some crafts, at least?
My turn. Now's our chance. Finished. My turn.
Right!
Thanks. My turn.
Owie.
Let's move. Now. Finished.
Oh, Rean!
Thank you, Your Highness.
Hero!
I don't remember this part to be this
Oh, look!
weirdly
A staircase.
difficult.
Hopefully this will lead to the dead.
Okay, let's go!
How did you get ahead of us?
I'll freely admit I wasn't actually expecting you to join the Alliance. But not even in my wildest dreams did I imagine you'd try to flee the ship with our dearest princess.
You're a bold one, I'll give you that.
I wasn't expecting to run into either of you on the way out either. You guys aren't called the Phantom Thief and Duvalie the Swift for nothing.
Trying to praise us won't get us to let you pass.
Ha ha! Princess Alphin is one of this nation's most precious treasures. You surely couldn't have thought that I, the Phantom Thief, would allow you to steal her from us, could you?
I'm not being stolen by anyone. If anything, I was the one who whispered sweet nothings into his ear and tempted him to run away with me.
Oh my! What a passionate young lady you are. Forgive me for being so presumptuous. You've no doubt taken after your brother in more ways than one.
I'd like to believe that I'm not quite the oddball he is. I couldn't agree more with his belief that love is the truest form of beauty, however.
Really now?
Hee hee hee.
They're actually hitting it off.
I think that's enough messing around for one day. You're an enforcer, Blue Blanc. Take your work seriously and behave!
Ha ha! I think the number of enforcers who take things seriously are in the minority, I'm afraid. Still, you're right about us having played around for long enough. I find the many mysteries surrounding you fascinating, but there's a certain appeal to them remaining forever unsolved, too.
Blueberries, yeah,
You
basically.
may think yourself a swordsman, but allow me to show you how little you truly know.
Are you sure you can do this?
I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. The gap in skill between us is small enough that I should be able to force our way through.
Oh?
Small? The difference in our strength is like night and day, you boor! And if you're foolish enough to be unable to see that, then allow me to make you realize your folly and pay for your arrogance.
Nice sword, though.
The one being foolish and arrogant is you.
My.
Rean?
Multiple Ouroboros members? Well, one. Like, only Blue Blanc is a member of Ouroboros, really technically speaking.
I owe me being able to do this to you, Your Highness. You and Elise.
Duvalie is not an official member of Ouroboros.
Everyone who's done anything to aid us in coming this far deserves thanks.
Super Saiyan Rean. Or Devil Trigger Rean. One of the two.
What's happened to him?
Could this be your ogre power?
Eight leaves, one blade school, intermediate level. I, Rean Schwarzer, will be your opponent.
Really good buff, though.
This is his ogre power?
Let's move.
Let's kill them.
Gather on my blade.
Yeah, nerds. All.
How can this be happening? What is he?
Ha ha ha! Splendid! Simply splendid! So you finally conquered your power and made it your own, did you? You continue to fascinate me, Rean.
Rean,
Forgive me, Your Highness.
what for?
Goodness!
Wait just a damn minute!
Whoa, what's going on here?
I don't know, but I don't think it's worth us chasing after them.
make our way directly to the deck. Are you all right, Your Highness?
Yes, perfectly.
She is enjoying herself.
My heart just feels as if it's about to burst.
That doesn't sound very fine.
Come on, is now really the time to be flirting with each other?
You're here too.
You got some real guts, kiddo. But you ain't getting past us.
Zephyr's guard shall not be easily broken.
Looks like he's picked up a few tricks from our fee.
The targets have broken our line of defense. Commencing pursuit.
You know, some may call it cringe, but I actually kind of really like it. This scene, I enjoy it.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
So he can just do Fee's technique with no practice? I think it's just basically his own. He's just using his natural speed that he gained from his ogre power, ogre install, I guess.
Of course.
Targets in sight, commencing capture. My suspicions outlining you as an indecent person seem to have been confirmed.
Can you not make me out to be some kind of pervert all the time, please?
Bonk.
Target lost. I may have underestimated you, Rean Schwarzer.
It seems it's working again, yes?
In more ways than one.
I'm so sorry, Your Highness. I didn't really have any choice but to do that. I realize that's no excuse.
I know you didn't. But she seemed even younger than me. How could you, Rean? That truly is indecent.
Try not to pay any attention to what she says about me. There's the exit.
Don't change the subject.
Are they able to hold like this casual conversation while running? Easy. That sucks.
That's the Ashen Knight? Isn't that... Crow?
And the deviant art anime OC.
Huh. So that's how it manifests for you.
You finally mastered that power you got, huh? Still, you're one busy guy, you know that? One minute you're down in the dumps, the next, you've got one of the cutest girls in the country cheering you up.
Well, I can't deny it. But she wasn't the only one. It was my sister, classmates, even you, in a sense.
Yes, he sure is one of the cutest girls in the country. Indeed.
Come on.
Can't say I'm not curious to see what that power of yours can do. But I think you get priority here, right?
Yeah, let me have this one.
These sure seem to be getting along well.
Your Highness, if you don't mind.
All right.
This is your first time fighting me without the mask on, I think. With our Divine Knights, I come out on top. But let's see who wins when it's just the two of us.
Yeah, you've missed a good bunch,
Sounds good to me.
as you can probably see.
You managed to win against 3 of us at once in the catacombs below Heimdall.
Thankfully, I upload all my VODs, of
This
course.
time, I'll be the victor.
Go ahead and try.
Oh! Ah! Oh, Dragon Ball.
You ready, Rean?
My turn. My turn. My turn. Burn to
Okay.
ash. Fall.
Sit.
Here we go. My turn.
I'm waiting for a critical turn for myself.
My turn.
Hopefully at some point.
Sit.
But it might not come for me, but that's fine. Fine, I'm just gonna heal.
Let's move.
This fight is not really all too difficult, I think.
Here we go. Here we go. My turn. Burn to ash. Fall.
Yeah, this is not a
Not bad.
hard fight.
Eat this.
Here we go. Let's move.
You know what? Fuck it.
Gather on my blade.
Please don't kill me now. This would be really embarrassing.
I'm not done yet.
Oh dear lord. That would have been really, really embarrassing.
Here we go. My turn.
Cat.
My turn.
There we go.
Damn.
That's what I can really do.
Oh, I even got a level up. Nice. Blade 2 deck. I can now play Blade 2, I guess.
All right.
Even though I really don't want to. I would have even clipped your embarrassing defeat. You are mean.
You actually did it. I sure wasn't expecting you to beat me one-on-one.
You fought pretty well yourself. Couldn't have been easy to last as long as you did against me like this.
Rean!
Why did this have to happen now?
Guess your luck ran out.
Ha! We finally caught up to you.
Well, aren't you, Mr. Popular?
But I think you may have been slightly too reckless this time.
That wasn't a bad fight. Even if you lost, at least you tried, I guess.
Your Highness, please move away from me.
Hey, don't be too rough with... Look sharp!
Oh, hello.
The Crimson Wings?
What are you all?
Sorry for the wait, Rean.
Yo, we're here to save the day.
You caught us all off guard back in Ymir.
So this time we opted to take the initiative ourselves.
We meet again, severing chains. And I see you brought the purple lightning with you.
She brought more than that. Check out the Icy Maiden and that big shot arts user from the Bracer Guild.
We couldn't ask for a more impressive group. However,
Here it comes again.
Whee! Oh! Oh yeah! Really forgot, he is already also around.
Your lordship!
Well, this is certainly tabling the turns.
Uncle Victor!
It's good to see you again, Rean. And it relieves me to see you're none the worse for wear, Your Highness.
Ugh! Radiant Blade Master is here too?
Huh. Wow. You're strong. Very strong.
That's quite the nod coming from the blazing demon himself.
Yeah, not stepfather, but okay. I mean, technically he would be Japan, right? But I think what you meant was father-in-law.
I can see now why you're considered one of the fiercest in Ouroboros. And why some even claim you to be the Steel Maiden's equal.
Well, I know who I'm gonna be fighting.
Don't you go forgetting about us now. You're all here too?
So many people.
Are you okay, Rean?
Looks like we've landed in the middle of something pretty crazy.
And not a moment too soon.
You came!
I sure did come.
I'm glad to see you're all right. You certainly seem to have kept yourself busy. Enjoying your scandalous elopement with Rean, are you?
He gave me the time of my life.
They sure are siblings.
You guys were having that much fun, huh?
And with our princess, Rean?
To think we were so worried about you.
You're not supposed to take it literally.
So this is what you threw me out of Valimar for? Doesn't look very fun.
Crow, you're here.
It feels like it's been ages since we last saw you.
You're looking spiffy, Crow.
I'm hanging in there. Sure wasn't expecting all of you to show up, though. How are we even gonna settle this?
That is the question, isn't it?
I'd roughly estimate both sides to be of equal strength.
Yeah? So we'd probably just end up at a stalemate, huh?
Oh, doesn't sound like much fun at all. Let's say we just forego the fighting and have ourselves a party instead.
Ha ha ha! I could never turn down a party!
That sounds simply wonderful.
I'll bring the booze.
Ah! No! Can't one of you take this a little more seriously?
This is getting us nowhere.
What? Oh wait, it's Vita. Yeah.
Look who decided to show up.
Krianos, Vita!
Welcome aboard the Pantagruel, Emma. Your overall ability as a witch might still be lacking, but that transportation spell was exceptional. I must apologize for the untimely intrusion. As displeased as a few of you might be by the idea, I think it best if we let one another peacefully go our separate ways this time. I'll be the one who bears the brunt of Duke Cayenne's anger.
Vita.
Can't say I understand why we should.
it's not our place to question the orders of our clients.
Whatever. Gives me something to look forward to later.
Why is he going into his Divine Knight now? Wouldn't he just be staying on the ship?
Okay, see ya, Fee.
Next time we meet, it will be as enemies.
Yep, I know.
Aww, I was kind kinda hoping we'd be able to talk some more.
I expect we will have multiple opportunities to do so in the near future.
Well, catch you later, Phantom Thief.
Or not. You do know that no one likes your stupid pranks, right?
Tut tut! There's no need to be so harsh. It's a shame we couldn't resume our debate on the nature of beauty this time, my most worthy rival.
Did this guy just go debate me?
I could wax eloquent about beauty till I'm old and gray, but honestly, I think it's about time we settled things between us.
Next time we meet, Radiant Blade Master and his daughter, it will be to battle.
Well, I certainly have no objection to that.
You seem to bear some manner of ill will against my household. I don't know your reasons, but should we be granted the opportunity, I would gladly settle things with you at battle.
Yes, well, let's not be too hasty. I can wait.
I think she just shit her pants at the idea of fighting Viscount Arcade.
Guess that wraps things up for now. You've definitely grown, but you've still got plenty of room for improvement, especially when it comes to piloting Valimar. So unless you're up for another beatdown, I suggest you get to work on fixing that.
Yeah, I know. Oh, and just to confirm, you were the one who told Toval where I was, right?
Oh!
2 days ago, I got a call out of nowhere on my Arcus. They gave me this crazy amount of detail on exactly where to find you. Then they just hung up.
Wie freundlich und höflich dieser Abschied ist zwischen ernsten Feinden. Das ist, man merkt aber dann bisweilen auch schon, dass niemand der Leute, jetzt besonders der unserer Feinde quasi, diese Noble Alliance wirklich ernst nehmen. Die sind einfach nur da, weil sie das müssen, weil denen der Befehl dazu gegeben wurde und das war's. Die sind da, um für, ja, den Paycheck quasi.
Now that you mention it, he does have the same voice as that mystery caller. I did think he sounded familiar. That must have been because I'd heard it during your concert at the festival.
Damn, looks like the jig is up.
Bro kümmert sich immer noch sein Boyfriend. Trotz alledem.
You really did that? Oh, Crow. There's no shame in admitting that you care, you know.
Ja. Du toller Mörder und Terrorist.
And if I might be so bold as to offer a word of advice, get Valimar a better sword, one like yours. If you think you're such hot stuff you can beat me without your 8 Leaves training, you're in for a world of hurt.
Wir wissen ja, was wir als nächstes im Spiel machen.
Correct choice of armaments is indeed paramount. Selecting one the Awakener is well suited to will increase combat efficiency exponentially.
I can't pretend to know much about this kind of thing.
He's right. Eastern blades like my Tachi are the heart and soul of the 8 Leaves, 1 blade style swordsmanship. All right, I'll take your advice. And when I've got myself one, I'll finally take everything back. The Academy, the lease, and even you, Crow.
Soll ich was sagen dazu oder lasse ich es lieber bleiben? Ich glaube, wir können uns alle denken, was ich jetzt gerade im Hinterkopf gerade da habe mit diesem Satz.
If that's how you want it, I'd like to see you try.
Es wäre lustig, wenn sie das jetzt... Oh, die Pentagrule ist aber mal ein ganzes Stück größer als die Rages. Ach du meine Güte.
Courageous, full speed ahead.
Commence retreat from this airspace.
Die Stimme kennen wir doch. Intermission aboard the Pentagram Intermission Chapter is done. Wir sind fertig. Ich habe ja gesagt, dass dieses Kapitel wirklich den gesamten Rest des Streams einnehmen wird. Und damit lag ich richtig. Und ich würde sagen, das ist eigentlich ein ganz guter Zeitpunkt, jetzt doch schon mal, zwar ein bisschen frühzeitig, aber das ist, glaube ich, in Ordnung, jetzt hier für heute aufzuhören, damit wir dann schön frisch in das nächste Kapitel einsteigen können. Würde ich doch mal sagen. Und dann werden wir sehen, was uns bevorsteht. Weil jetzt haben wir schon einen kleinen Ansatz bekommen, was Crow gesagt hat, dass Valamar doch eine bessere Waffe braucht. Darum müssen wir uns kümmern. Allerdings jetzt wird es interessant, weil wir haben ein Luftschiff. Wir können durch das gesamte Land jetzt reisen. Was ziemlich bedeutet, wir können dahin gehen, wohin wir wollen. Bisweilen. Also ich glaube, ein paar Sachen werden uns immer noch verschlossen bleiben. Aber alles in allem können wir wieder auch an alte Orte zurückreisen und hin und zurück und so weiter und so fort. Und das wird dann beim nächsten Mal einfach so gemacht werden. Das werden wir dann alles erklären, wenn das kann. Gut. Brawler ist wahrscheinlich immer noch jetzt hier mit ihrem kaputten Internet zugange. Das macht aber nichts. Das wird sie dann schon noch irgendwie hinbekommen müssen. Leider. Was soll's? Ah, jetzt bist du auch wieder da. Okay, ich dachte, du wärst weg. Ja, aber dann soll's das eben. Ging ja echt gar nicht. Nee, das ist zum Glück. Deswegen lade ich diese Videos hoch für solche Sachen. Gut, aber dann wäre es das eben für heute gewesen. Wie gesagt, manchmal hat man kein Glück, das ist richtig. Das passiert eben. Glücklicherweise ist mir sowas bis jetzt noch nicht passiert. Bei mir ist mein Internet noch nicht irgendwie abgekackt kein einziges Mal, seitdem ich streame. Also ist das schon mal ein Vorteil. Gut. Dann aber jetzt endlich lange Rede, kurzer Sinn. Ich bedanke mich fürs Zuschauen. Wir sehen uns am Sonntag. Und vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Dann, wir sehen uns. Ciao.